Hi, Auntie Cherry. How are you? How's everyone doing? I'll wait for some more people. Hey, Brittany. Brittany, I just left you a message too in your inbox. I was so busy this morning, y'all. Oh my God. And the story I really want to share. Oh my God. I couldn't find it for nothing today. Oh, I was just so mad at myself. But I'm going to look for it tonight when I get off and have it in the bush for tomorrow. Because I was just, oh my God. I think y'all would have really loved that story. I know y'all would have. But and the part two story about the girl with the court procedure with the baby father, I did find that. So I'm gonna take a day and share that too. But the story I really want to share. Oh my God, I couldn't find it. I don't know what I did with it. I looked everywhere to search for that story, but I'll look for it again. I will definitely look for it again, guys. Okay. So how's everyone doing? I'm doing great, great, great. So I'm gonna wait for some few people to come in. If they don't, I will just get started. And with this story time here that I have. Hey, Brittany. I got both of my Britneys in here. Hey, both Britneys. Yeah. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate you. Hey, Terry. Yeah, as soon as I get off, I'm going to look for the story that I got for y'all tomorrow. I had it for today, but I had to redo it because I ran behind time and I thought I had already bring it up to my StreamYard, but I didn't, and I didn't have time to go back and look for it. So I seen this story right here that I'm going to share today. I wanted to share this story yesterday, but I didn't do it yesterday. So I said I'll do it today. So some people may like story time, some people may not. I don't know. I'm just, bringing what I can bring, see who enjoys it. If anybody have other ideas, sometimes you can't make everybody happy. Hey, Pammy Pooh. Hey, darling, how are you? How are you feeling? So, y'all, I'm going to start this one. Now, this story here, y'all, is about a husband cheated on his wife with a younger woman, and the son speaks out about it. The son. So, okay. Give me a second. And let me know. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear. Because sometimes it be so low.
it to my mother and then didn't realize Easy Pass was on that credit card. And so my mom's getting all these tickets in the mail every day he's going through. The Easy Pass is not updated. And my mom's like, yo, what's going on? By the way, my dad's retired. So he used to work across the bridge. And now he shouldn't be going across the bridge every day, let alone multiple times a day. So my mom's like, why are you going across the bridge so much? He's like, oh, I'm consulting, yada, 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 whatever. Um,
Put a one if y'all
so
can
she
hear it.
finds the ticket, obviously, and the ticket was on the side of the bridge that my dad had been going to. Lo and behold, my mom goes across the bridge. She goes to the ticketing. She goes to like one of the ticketing centers to get
Thank you,
information.
Tammy
And the
Pooh.
ticket was given, and the lady's like, I can't give you any information. I just can't. And my mom heard the lady's accent. She said she was Jamaican. So she was like, I pleaded to her Jamaican womanness. And she was like, listen to me. I believe my husband is cheating on me. I believe the girl lives here. You're Caribbean. You understand how this goes. And the lady gave my mom the
Thank you, Miss
address,
Sherry.
which God forbid that she gets caught from this, but she should be fired. Gave my mom the address. My mom goes to the girl's house, knocks on the girl's door. The girl opens the door. She's like, I've been waiting to meet you. What? Girl then goes, I've been waiting to meet you. Al told me you guys are not together. You just live in the same house. And, Alex is always traveling, talking about me. So we've been waiting for me to meet him. And your other son lives in Arizona. And then your other son is in LA too. And my mom's like, are you talking about my kids? Which, as a woman, I'm sure that's insane to hear. So my mom smacks her, obviously. Leaves, calls me immediately. And she's like, yo, I've been sitting on this info. I only called you because I knew once you found out, shit would hit the fan. Obviously, I find out. I call all my siblings. I call my aunt. I call my uncle. And now one of my mom's best friends is rolling up to the house with a bat to beat my dad up. I fly to New York to confront my father. And this man kept
Hey,
coming to
two
the
cents. Hey,
house
Pooh.
and locking himself in the guest room, waking up at 5 a.m. when my mom was still asleep, and coming home after like 11 when mom was asleep so he wouldn't have to confront her
Hey, Auntie Lynn.
after my mom discovered the girl in real life.
By the way, guys, just so you can get a visual, my mom is absolutely stunning at almost 60, and my dad really fumbled. Here's a picture of her.
Damn.
So, my mom called me. She wasn't blaming me for the child. When she went to the side piece's house, the girl immediately started talking about all of us, like all three kids. So my mom just assumed that if she's telling her, "Oh, I'm waiting for your kids to stop traveling so we can meet up," she's like, "Oh, my kids knew." So she called me and was like, "You knew?" In terms of her, how she found out via the ticket, not an Easy Pass lady. So she went to one of the ticketing offices in the town where you can pay. And it was a parking ticket he got at the girl's house. So that's how that worked. So yeah, so now I've called my entire family, so now everyone knows what's going on. So
Oh.
I live in LA. My other brother lives in Vegas. My younger brother lives here, and then there's one brother that lives in the house with my parents. Keep in mind, my youngest brother, who's 20 and 19, is special needs. He's autistic, which is a very important part of this story. For about 1 week straight before I book a ticket to come to New York, my mom is calling me every day. I'm on the phone with my mom for about 2, 3 hours. And then my dad is calling me every day for about 2, 3 hours. And this was so taxing on me because my parents weren't talking to their friends. They weren't talking to my other siblings. They were just talking to me. My parents had me at a very young age. They had me at 18 and 19. So we've kind of been adults, like at the same portions of our lives, if that makes sense. When I graduated college, my parents were my current age. Needless to say, I found out way too much information about their personal relationship just because they trusted me because they didn't want anyone knowing their business. In fact, my mom told me several times, "Don't tell anybody my business," da da da. Just because she was embarrassed, and don't worry, now she knows that I was gonna share this, so it's fine. Let's get into the girl and how that situation happened. So my father has been one of the best fathers I could ever have on earth, which is why this whole scenario and him being not in my life is really jarring and impacts us severely. My dad was a very hands-on father, and very loving, which is just like I've learned to love through the love I had of my dad. But my dad owns a construction company, and about 10 years ago, he got a contract to redo a chain of hotels in Westchester. And during that time, he met this young Colombian girl who at the time I'm assuming was 20, 21, 22, which is crazy. And that's when I guess they started their relationship. In that same time, my parents were going through a really tough time, and my mom actually left. And my dad was the one begging and pleading for her to come back. I remember I was young, I was in my early 20s, but I remember he called a family meeting with my grandma and my mom's friends, and he was like, I want you, you know, you can't leave me. And my mom told him, lay everything on the table right now. If you lay it all on the table, we can move forward. And my dad obviously didn't lay this relationship with this girl on the. What makes it worse is my mother, when the girl opened the door, she recognized her because my mom would sparingly go to my dad's, you know, the main hotel and bring him lunch or stop by and see him. My younger brother, the one right under me, he worked with my father or for my father for the summer. He also knew who the girl was. So it's really crazy that this girl saw my family and then still proceeded to, I guess, go after my dad or vice versa. I don't know. I'm not trying to blame her. My dad's completely in the wrong for this. Now, I mentioned that my dad was a great dad. That doesn't mean he didn't have his character flaws because he's human. My dad is a narcissist and he's a mental manipulator, especially when it comes to my mother. There's a lot of issues that, you know, we've all dealt with him over the years, but that was superseded by just how good of a dad he was and how much he cared. I say that to say that's the only thing I can kind of wrap my head around as to why he has zero accountability for what he did. But my dad was going to the house every day, locking himself in the room and not speaking to my mom. I fly to New York. When I get to New York, my dad starts coming out of the room and starts like going in the kitchen, making food, humming. And I'm looking at him like, yo, dude, are you serious right now? And he's like, yeah, what's up? Like very, like almost as if what he did was okay and we should all be okay with it, if that makes sense. So the first time I visit right before I'm going on vacation with my friends. And so I have a finite amount of time in New York. I'm there for like 5 days. So every day I try to talk to him, he's avoiding me. He's avoiding me, he's avoiding me. Him and my uncle, my dad's brother, were working on their friend's house. So I just like popped up one day. And my dad was on a ladder and I was talking to him and I was like, yo, let's talk. He kept saying, you need to mind your business. You need to mind your business. So I kept getting more upset because I'm like, you're not going to gaslight me into thinking you don't have
Hey, Auntie Strokes.
having a new baby and you disrespecting my mother. You still going to my mother's house, which is our family house, and you not talking to her while we know you have a new baby. And in this moment, I'm walking. My dad's on a ladder. I walk up to the ladder, and my dad.
Keep in mind, y'all, his father is a narcissist.
We're black, you know. You don't curse your parents out, but I'm getting off all. You're fucking stupid. You know, you're really an idiot. Da da da. So as I'm walking up to him on the ladder, I can see him get nervous. So he comes down. Then he's finally like, "Okay, let's talk." So when I talk to him, there's two signs of narcissism for me. There is the nothing is my fault, I'm perfect side of it, and then there's the you have to accept what I'm saying and you have to accept my reality side of it. And my dad presented both of those. He basically kept saying, this is my business. I'm not going to feel bad. No, the first thing he said was, you're not going to make me feel bad about my child. And I was like, what are you talking about? I literally don't care about this child being born. I don't care about your relationship. I don't care about you cheating. What I do care about is you taking the time to talk to your wife of almost 40 years and talk to your children about you having a new baby. I said, if you don't do that, I'm not sure I will ever meet my sister. And he looked at me and said, I've come to terms with the fact that you guys may never meet her. And I'm fine with that. Dog, what are we talking about? So I'm getting increasingly frustrated with him because I'm like, there's nothing more confusing than you looking at a man that you've known your whole life. And then that man is not the man that you recognize. My father is a person that taught me how to communicate, taught me how to express myself. He was always saying the importance of learning, the importance of education, the importance of communicating.
Hey, SC, hey, baby, how are you?
This man is being like a bigoted, like idiot. And it took me an hour and a half for him to be like, oh, I guess I need to talk to you guys about this because I guess it does impact you. And I'm like, I'm looking at this man in his eyes, and there's like no life there that I know. And I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? So I ended up leaving. I leave the conversation and I go home. In that conversation, I'm like, Dad, you can't come home and stay here. Why don't you go stay with a new girl? And he says, verbatim, I'm not living with no woman again. I'm gonna get my own spot. And I'm like, but you have been living with your wife and going to this girl's house. Just so you know, guys, my dad has not missed a single birthday, a single holiday, a single day at that lady's house, but he's never slept over there ever. So she's kind of dumb also because my dad comes home every single night. So the day before I leave for my
Facts.
vacation,
She
my
knew what she was
dad
getting into.
is up at like 7 in the morning and he's like playing music. He's humming. I hear him singing. He's in this, like, you know, in the shower getting ready. I hear him ironing. And it's funny because I didn't think anything of it, but my mom did. So my dad left. My mom followed him immediately out the door. And she says to me, I've been married to your father for almost 40 years. I've been with him since we were 16. I know when my husband is going to go do something. And keep in mind, my dad's a construction guy, so he doesn't really dress up all the time. So my mom followed my father out the door. My dad drove across the bridge, obviously to the girl's house. And this is why I kept saying my dad is stupid. And he's one of the smartest men I know. But I keep saying he's stupid.
Remember, y'all,
Because he forgot
narcissist
that
is
my
not
mom had
smart.
the address of the girl's house. So my mom pulls up in front of the girl's house probably 15, 20 minutes after my father. And what does she see? My dad's coming out of the door with the girl, his baby, and a stroller. And my dad literally froze. My mom said, turned around and went back in the house. And that's the last day we ever saw my father.
Damn.
Everybody here, that's from part one and part two. Thank you for your kind words. Like I said, I'm sharing this for anyone who may be going through this, and from the comments, I'm seeing how common it is. I know many of
Okay, y'all. The father walks out of the whole family lives, the kids' life, even though the kids was the adult kids, the father just walked out of their lives and never returned. You know, because he cheated on his wife, had a baby, and he's a narcissist. He couldn't take the heat, and he just actually walked away from the whole family.
we would just expect him to sit us down, have a conversation, and be like, okay, look, I've been cheating for the past 10 years. I have a 6-year-old daughter. This is what it is. None of us actually really care. And it's not the child's fault that the child was born. What I do care about is my dad's inability to speak to us about the baby. So we have not met our sisters because it's impossible to meet a baby when your parent doesn't foster that bridge or foster that relationship. So instead of talking to us, he just left. This story would be so much more amicable and less traumatizing if my dad would have just handled this the right way instead of doing the next set of things that he did, which were just completely diabolical. As I mentioned previously, my little brother, baby brother, is autistic. Why that part of the story is so crucial is that my dad and him had the most special relationship. And if anybody has anyone in their family or knows anyone on the spectrum, routine and consistency is like one of the biggest things for them. And when they fall out of that routine, it kind of triggers them. They get anxious. They get, very out of it. And the fact that my dad left, I don't care about, I mean, I do care about me, but the rest of us are grown, but to leave your child who at the time was like 17 or 18, who needs you, who does a routine with you every day and every night, to leave him and not care is, I think it's unforgivable. And I think the point of this story that I'm telling is that there were so many times that my dad could have just stepped up and been like, okay, cool. I'm the dad. This is what I did. Let's move forward. And we still would have been in his life. But he's done so many things that are unforgivable. And for me, one of them is leaving my brother to start saying, hey, my dad died, which is how he processed it in his mind. My parents are super active in my community, and I have a large family. We get invited to a lot of things. So as this all is happening, my god brother is getting married, and everyone's asking me where my dad is. Everyone's asking my mom,
where my dad is. People are having weddings, people are having events, socials, and my parents are getting invited. And my mom is just showing face in the community. My mom is also a minister. She also runs a food pantry, which is also a crucial thing. So whenever we come home, we always help my mom with the food pantry. And a part of that food pantry is baby needs. And so my little brother had a baby and he was in New York. And when the baby was born, he was living in New York. So whatever's left over from the following week, my mom divvies up between people. And my brother said that my father was always fighting him for baby products. And when things happen and you think back, like, why the fuck was he fighting for baby products? It's because he had a fucking child. We have these things that, weren't adding up. Another example, me and my brother, the 25-year-old, took my dad out for drinks in that same July. And he sat there and told my baby brother, you need to get yourself a Spanish woman. They take care of you. They love you. And I'm like, what is he talking about? He had a Colombian this whole time.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you guys my dad is a narcissist and his behavior is kind of out of control. My mom was in Costco and someone that we grew up with, who's my dad's good friend, walked up to my mom and said, hey, talk to your boys. Why aren't your boys talking to your husband? And you guys got to work this thing out. My mom's like, what? Another person hit me up and was like, man, you guys got to stop. Why did you guys try to start? Why did you guys try to fight your father? Why are you guys not supporting your dad in this trying time? And we're like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? My dad left that day, never came back home, has not spoken to us. He's out here in the streets telling people that we tried to fight him. We're the reason he's not home. Just the lies of it all. A couple of you asked me, have I reached out to my father? The last time I reached out to my dad was on my birthday, so last year. And that had been 2 years since I've spoken to him. And I sent him this long letter and a text and an email. He just didn't respond to me. So it's not for lack of trying that he's not in my life. It's the fact that he has completely dissolved himself from our life. And he's just living.
I know that can be very painful to the family.
I'm not going to stress myself out trying to communicate with someone who doesn't want to communicate with me. My uncle visits my mom's house to check on the baby brother. And he comes before my dad does, which is insane. And he says to my mom, I told Al a while ago, that's not going to be okay, what he's doing. And my mom was like,
What we doing, y'all? Let's see. I hate these dumb, stupid. Okay.
and my mom was like, a while ago, so you guys have known? Come to find out, guys, my dad's siblings have known forever, since the beginning. They have been to birthdays, they have been to baby showers, they have been to christenings. One of them is a godparent. My dad's
Wow.
workers, you guys know, one of the workers, my mom actually helped sponsor a visa for them to come from Jamaica, gave them an apartment, introduced him to his wife. And these people have known for this whole time that he had a kid and just didn't care to operate in any way
That's
that
sad.
mom or cared about her mental space or protecting her from when this eventually came out. My mom calls me one day, and at this point, we're talking regularly just about stuff and figuring out life planning. Because, mind you, guys, this is going on 40 years of marriage, and my mom doesn't work, and my dad takes care of everything, and now he's gone. And he stopped paying the bills at the house. Mom logs on to pay her taxes, and this other address pops up on her taxes because my parents are still married, by the way. And she's like, wow, he got another house.
Wow.
But he's not paying bills here.
Wow.
My dad's sibling, my aunt.
I know that was heartbreaking to her.
Was really close to on that side. Completely stopped talking to my mother once we found out they knew and we confronted them. She stopped talking to my mother. I have not spoken to my dad's family, like none of them, because in this whole process, I've stuck with my mother so hard, completely ostracized and isolated in this instance. And she was one of the people who rode for my dad and rode for his family
Absolutely.
the hardest. So fast forward to February, my mom calls me, and I can hear in her voice that something's going on. And she's like, "How's your day?" And like, "What's good, Mom? What's going on?" She's like, "So your dad has another baby." I was
Damn.
like, "What do you mean he's another baby?" She's like, "I log on to Facebook, and your Aunt Pat posted a photo of the girl's birthday or whatever."
Mm,
So I'm like, "There's
mm.
no way his sister would go post these new babies." And lo and behold, I go online and I go to my aunt's page and I just look for it because once again, upsetting my mother as a family unit is worse than anything you can do to me.
Yeah,
So
it's so
I
sad.
scroll down and I find this picture, and honestly, if my
This
aunt
man
would
went
have
out here and
posted
had
the
a
picture, she
whole
probably
nother
would never
family
known
and
someone
already
that
had
my
a
sister
beautiful
was pregnant.
family, grown kids,
But she posts
married.
the picture
Then went and got
and she
another
tags my
house.
grandmother, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins. Doesn't tag my father, doesn't tag any of us. And she's like, "My beautiful nieces," on a public forum. What's most confusing about this is everybody in the comments are just like, "Oh, they're so cute, they're so cute." And so I'm like, does anybody know whose kids these are? Like, how would she have nieces? And at this point, guys, we're still keeping this under wraps as much as we can. So nobody really knows that my dad is not home. And, he's telling people in the streets a little bit. But I say, fuck it. And I'm like, "Oh," and I comment, "Oh, I'm glad you posted them because if it was up to your brother, I would never know what they look like." Do you know what this bitch says to me? "Oh, what? That my brother can make beautiful nieces and beautiful nephews?"
Wow.
And I'm like, "Yo, my entire family is now gaslighting me into believing that whatever is going on is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one has to mention the birth of these babies. No one has to mention what happened. And now it's just like, oh, okay, well, I have nieces now, so I'm going to post them." Bro, the toxicity of it all is just, it's absurd.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
so this is the next part of the stories. I see a lot of people are confused as to what happened, and they're like,
Yes, Auntie,
"Why
this
did you
sad.
abandon your father? If your father was happy with your mom, let him be happy now." No, my parents were fine. 1 week, my dad was home. My dad was redoing the backyard for my mom's birthday. Then he got caught 1 week, and then all of a sudden, he hated my mother. And then
Oh
after
wow,
that, he hated
SC.
us apparently because we did nothing to him, and he stopped talking to us. There's been some discussions with me, my mother, and my family. I know this girl's Colombian, and honestly, I think she might be doing voodoo on my dad. I honestly think some juju's going on because the switch up that he had was really fucking crazy. Like, and it's not far fetched. So now my dad is talking
Exactly,
about
Brittany.
us in the streets, and my mom is at home alone now with my 19-year-old autistic brother. And since my dad is a contractor, anything in the house that needs to be done, he usually takes care of. But since he's no longer in the picture, my mom naturally hits up the worker that she got the visa for from Jamaica to come work in the house. And this man says to her, "Oh, B, sorry, I can't work on the house. Al told me not to go over there." So we are
Wow.
going to allow this
He's a
man
real
to
narcissist.
put my mother in a horrible position where she has to hire people with money she doesn't have because she's not working because my dad told you to and you're going to listen. At this point, I'm not really sure who my father is, and I can't operate based on assumption as to the things he would do when we were little and the things that he would do as the man that I knew him as an adult. This is not the first time my dad kind of did some shit like this, kind of, when they were together really young and I was in my mom's stomach. There was this girl that claimed that my dad was the father of her child. And instead of fighting it, my dad just claimed the child and my mom had the baby at home with her. But like I said, they were 18 and 19. And the baby is or isn't his. When I vividly remember being 13 and going to my, I think, 6th grade graduation, getting.
I'm sorry to hear that, SC. I'm sorry to hear that.
And being like, "Oh, your daughter graduated today." And I was like, huh? I was old enough to be like, what? But young enough to not really comprehend what was going on. So then the next week I asked my grandmother, and my grandmother and my great aunt are showing me this
You should do
photograph.
that, SC. That would
And
be
they
good.
just
That would
show
be
me this
great.
girl, and they're like, oh yeah, that's your sister. I have no idea who this girl is. Years later, I am a sophomore in college. I come home to visit my father, and he says to me, hey, I need you to find this girl on MySpace. This is MySpace days. And I'm like, why? He's like, I need you to find this girl because she's your sister, and I need you to befriend her. What are we talking about, Al? What are we talking about? So I find this girl, I befriend her, and it's just like super awkward, but she knows all about me. She knows all about like my life. And so obviously her mother's been keeping her abreast of, her brothers. And then I fall out of contact and I never speak about her again. My dad never brings her up again, and we never talk again. One of my dad's
That's
really close
crazy.
friends who
Now, I want to say this, y'all. He said that his father's a narcissist, right? So the mom, him, and the other siblings never knew who they was dealing with. But I'm quite sure it was red flags throughout that marriage. The mother just didn't see him. And she could have seen him, but she loved her husband. And she wanted to make the marriage work because they had kids. And then they had an autistic child. So the mother probably did see some red flags, because you will see red flags even if you don't know that you are dealing with a narcissist, a manipulator, a gaslighter. You will see the red flags eventually, but sometimes you will ignore them. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you've been married for quite some time, so close knitted family like this family is. You can tell this is a very, very close knitted family. The kids loved their dad. He is hurt now that the dad walked away. Not had one baby, but another baby. Then he's gonna tell the dad gonna tell his friend, don't come to the house, don't work on the house. Knowing the wife doesn't work, she doesn't have money like that. To hire someone to come in and fix the things that's breaking down the house. He's gonna tell the friend, don't fix the stuff. You know why? Because he's a narcissist, and he didn't want the friend, the wife, to get in the friend's ear and start telling the friend about the things that he did. So he was trying to keep the friend away. But I'm quite sure the friend did ask him, like, what's going on, whatever. But we know as a narcissist, he lied to the friend. He's not going to tell the friend the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? That's how they work. So let's get back.
who is my younger brother's godfather, all of a sudden in this last year hits my mom up, and it's like,
Miss D, do you
hey
remember
B,
when I told
listen,
you
let's
I was
talk.
in
Al
the
wants to make it
US
real easy. He
and
just
that
wants this, he
was
wants
me
that,
trying
he
to
wants
run
that.
away from her?
And
I
my mom
remember
says,
that.
why
I
is she
remember you
talking
telling
to
me that.
you and not talking to me about anything that occurred? So my mom told me this, and so I called this man and I cursed him out. I was like, do not call me, my mother, anybody on behalf of my father again. If he wants to step up and have a conversation about what occurred and about how to move forward with separation, then we're able to do that. If not, don't you dare let him be a coward through you. This whole time, my mom finally is in therapy, which, for Black people is very hard to do. But she finally joins therapy, and she's not okay. I think the hardest thing about this whole process and what hurts the most is, yeah, I lost my dad, but seeing the pain that my mother is going through and has gone through, I can just never forgive him for his actions. And even if he did come around now, I don't even know how I would even begin to try to repair a relationship with him, if that's at all possible. I was the executor of my dad's will, and then I was the beneficiary on his insurance. And halfway through the year last year, I get a notification that you have been removed as the beneficiary from insurance. I'm like,
Wow.
as a beneficiary for his insurance. Mind you, this insurance policy that my mother pays for, because she pays for, make sure the bills in the house are ran. Do you know this man removed me and added this girl
What?
to his life insurance policy?
Well, I'm not surprised. That's a narcissist for you.
Not only that, his will and testament was changed because I was notified. And when that happened,
Hey,
I
Miss
said,
V.
okay, Mom, we have to get legal. we really have to go the legal route. I know you're trying
Yeah,
to
it was time to go the
remain
legal
very
route.
insular and keep it in the family and figure it out, but we got to get legal. And in New York, they have this thing called the sound of mind hearing. And I said, you know what? He wants to
Yeah, it was
act
time for the
crazy.
mother to
Let me
lawyer up.
legally make him crazy in the state to prevent him from taking all of the years you worked on him with, taking all of those benefits away from you in case he passes, because this new chick don't deserve that at all. So I did it. Thank God it was approved. Thank God we were able to stop it. But now at this point, I'm like, yo, we gotta secure this house. We gotta sell this house. We gotta take the house away from him. We
Yeah.
gotta give the house to me. We gotta just make sure all the assets can be in your favor, because I don't know what this man will do. He hasn't paid for you to be here for.
Y'all, the father became very grimy. And that's what narcissist does at the end of the relationship. They become very grimy. They will try to take everything from you for the new supplier. So when he found the new supplier, started having babies by the new supplier, his next thing was is to take the house from the wife and the children. So that's why you hearing her son saying it was time for his mother to lawyer up, because he knew it was going to get bad. Okay, he was trying to take everything from the wife, everything from the children. He even took the life insurance policies, as you heard the son say, out of his name. He wanted the insurance policies to go in the new supplier name that they wasn't even married. Okay? So yes, he is right. It was time for the mother and the family to lawyer up. So let's get back to it.
For a year, I'm helping you out. My other brothers are helping you out. Really, this all falls on me to kind of figure out, which was the craziest shit I've ever dealt with in my life. I mean, I was already a grown up, but I've grown up so much. Like, I came to New York to deal with
Wow,
this
that ain't
as
pure
a
evil.
man with my
Yes.
father, not even a son, and he dealt with it as a coward. We're all in the various healing or dealing phases of.
And I
dealing with
always tell
this.
y'all, when you
And
get finished
my
dealing
one
with a
brother, the
narcissist,
one
you
with
would
the
definitely
kid,
need counseling.
he has a
So
very
his mom
particular
did go through
grievance with my
counseling.
father, because our sister and his daughter are the same age. And when my brother had his baby, they were living at the house with my parents, and my dad was always too tired to be a grandfather, always too tired to care about, my niece. And it's because he was busy being a father to a newborn. My 25-year-old brother, who is my dad's favorite, always has been, is the only one that has had slight communication with my father throughout this whole time. And it's only because he's easily manipulated and super gullible. And it was always to do something like
Hey,
spy.
Joanne,
It was
baby.
never to actually care about him. And the baby, who's autistic, he has not seen my father since the day he left. For those of you asking how my mom's doing, I had a very good year last year work-wise, so I was able to do something for her that it was a dream of hers. I took her to Europe for the first time. She loves castles and she loves the royal family and stuff. So I took her to London, Paris, and Barcelona. And I told her, I hope this is the start of your healing journey. I hope you can take from this trip that your life isn't over, that there are people who love you, and that at the end of the day, you're a bad bitch, so you could still get.
Hablemos del salario.
¿Qué es lo que ofrecen
Hold
normalmente por
on
esa
one
posición?
second, y'all. Let me just remove
Si
that.
convirtió fuera un
1
número,
second.
¿cuál sería?
Un número competitivo.
Whoever you want. And I think for me, that was the thing I needed to do to kind of push her out of that, regression she was going in, and see that the world is bigger than my father, and that the world is bigger than what's happening, and that she can make it past this. We all can. Unfortunately, the way I've been able to process this is that my dad is no longer with us. And that sucks more than anything, because he's a couple of towns over living his life, without us.
No
And
good.
the things that he's done and the steps that he's taken are so far removed from forgiveness for me that I don't know what the next steps could be, besides just ensuring that my mother is okay, ensuring that my brothers are good, and ensuring that I keep my family together, which is what I'm trying to do.
Saw a lot of strange comments to me and over the course of these 4 videos of particularly men telling me that I'm a grown up and I should mind my business, and his business isn't my business. Well, each family unit is different. My dad was one of my best friends. I miss my father. It's not like I don't miss him. There was a point, and I think for the first year, where every time I saw like a dad and son on TikTok introducing his baby, or I saw a scene with the dad and son in the TV show, I would just tear up. I'm not like that anymore. But for you to tell me that I should just forget my father and move on lets me know that you probably don't have a good relationship in your life with your father, or you never had one, regardless of the fact of what he has done. It's impossible to erase 33 years of life and
Facts.
memories that I have with him. I
That's
think the
right.
worst part about this whole story is my father's family siding with him, enabling him, and just accepting the behavior that he has done. In particular, funny enough, my father kept us away from his family for the most part when we were growing up. My grandfather did something very similar to this, where I think my dad has a 13 or 16-year-old brother, and my grandfather was coming home every day, had a key to my grandma's house. My grandma was still cooking him food, yada yada yada. And my father would badmouth this man and say, "How dare he do this? This is not what you do. This is not the
Then he
right
turn
way."
around and do the same
Meanwhile,
thing.
he turns around and does the same exact
That's
thing
what
to us.
narcissist does.
It's funny how life works. That same
That's what they
aunt
do. That's their
who
behavior.
posted those pictures and said those comments to me. Obviously, I've washed myself clean of all of them, but she to this day responds to every single story I post on Instagram as if like as if everything's cool. It's really wild how
Sounds like to me
things
some of
have
his
been
family
made
members can be
right from
narcissists too.
wrong or have any sense of like moral code. And my father always has had that, which is why he kept us away from them. But now, since this has happened, they've all just become one cellular unit. So my mom has a youngest brother, my uncle, who is only 4 years older than me. So me and him grew up like siblings pretty much. He is for the streets, like 1000% for the streets. So when this happened, obviously I pulled up to New York. When I left, he pulled up, and my dad is scared of him. I haven't seen my dad scared of many people, but I know when my uncle came, I was in Croatia. I went to Croatia with my friends. My mom is telling me, "Hey, I'm going to the gun range today. Your uncle's buying me a semi-automatic rifle weapon. Your uncle's buying me a handgun." So my uncle is now lacing my mom with weapons to protect her, just in case my dad comes back. Like I told you guys earlier, he built that
Exactly,
wall.
Brittany. I
His
agree.
biggest fear was that he was always able to get in and enter the house if he wanted to. There's so many layers, obviously, as to why this is fucked up, but
But Brittany, I definitely agree with you on that. But when it comes to a narcissist, sometimes they try to take the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's why he was trying to do things on a sneaky tip. Like take the insurance policies out of his son's name. You know what I'm saying? He took everything out. He was going for the house next. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to do things like that because he was trying to hurt the wife. But after this son here, she had more kids, but this is a son that's very close to his mom. You can tell that. Okay. He did not leave his mom aside. He wasn't even living in the house when this stuff was occurring with the father and the mother. He came back home to assist the mom. When the mom found out that he had the side chick pregnant, that's when his son stepped up, came back home to assist his mom, try to talk to the dad, to bring the family back together. He didn't want the stuff to hit the streets and things in that nature. He was trying to be the mediator in the family, but it didn't work. The father left one day. The father never ever came back. The father started doing dirt behind their back, wanted to take the house, took them off the insurance policies. He wanted the side chick on the insurance policies. He tried to take the house for the side chick. That's when his son here noticed that something was wrong. The son told his mom, the lawyer up, because he knew the next step was going to happen. The father was trying to take everything from the wife, everything. He also stated that he didn't really get to know the father's family, right? Which is not the kid's fault. It's the father's fault. And the father had a reason, because the father didn't want the kids to really know who he was, right? Because I told you before, narcissists do not like people to know who they really are. So they will close you out from people, meaning their family, friends, whoever. This is their behavior. This is what they do. They don't want you to get close to anyone. That's why the wife wasn't close to his family. The wife didn't know everything. After all these many years of marriage, he closed them out because of who he was. And like I said, the red flags was there for the kids, the wife, but they was family oriented, and the son tried to keep them together. The wife seeing the red flag, she probably ignored him. She loved her husband, but in the on the flip side of that, he didn't really care about the family. He just threw the whole family away. He threw them away in the gutter, just threw them away. Went out and had one baby, turned around and had another baby. So this is their behavior. This is what they does.
My dad started taking stuff from the house, we think. Like he had a bunch of tools and just stuff in the backyard.
Hi, Miss
like
Davis.
Generator, because in New York, in the winter, power goes out sometimes. Hurricanes, power goes out. Took the generator, taking all the outside tools, taking all the things my mom would need to be in that house by herself. And if you're a man that fucked up, you wouldn't want to leave your wife to fend for herself. But apparently, he doesn't care. And all of this time, my mom was never alone. So I have a huge family. There's like 22 cousins, and I think 18 of them are boys, and everybody's old now. So all of my cousins were rotating, just coming to my mom's house, sitting with her, talking to her. So my dad created this narrative that we were trying to kill him, and my mom was set out to hurt him because she always had niggas around him. And it's really funny. It's not funny, but it's really funny because this is the same man who helped raise all of these kids, including myself. But now you're so ashamed that you can't even pull up because you're scared that we're gonna kill you or fight you because you know you're wrong. The level of shame that
Well, Miss V, 9 times out of 10, if someone say they don't deal with their family or they don't take their kids from child to see the family, that's definitely a red flag. That's something that need to be investigated.
He can't,
Because you can't just take a man's side, because a man can say anything just to keep you away from the family, like this man did this
It
family.
was time for you to start enjoying your life, and now you have 2 babies, and I don't not care about those girls. I don't think about them often, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I should know them. My dad is old, but by the time the first girl graduates high school, my dad will be 80. When the second girl goes to college, my dad might not be here. So it's just unfortunate that we don't have access to them and probably never will. Questions regarding my parents' marital status. I'm purposely not talking about that. We're still in the middle of this, so anything that I say in terms of legality or
Still married,
marriage is, I don't
Yes.
want anybody to try to use that against her.
Right. He don't want to talk about the marriage thing, y'all, because they are still
Because
going through legal battles.
I felt crazy for about 2 years, and now I'm finally feeling like a human again, and finally able to process my thoughts on this, process my feelings on it. And I think the point of me sharing this is to speak to anyone out there who may be going through this, is to not allow your parents to insert you in the middle of their issues. Do not allow your parents to use you for therapy. Do not allow their issues to consume you, because it consumed me in the worst way. I ended up depressed and overwhelmed last year. I was depressed at the beginning of this year. And through therapy, I realized that it was all of these things that I was holding on to that were just weighing me down. The pressure of now being the head of my family, the pressure of worrying about,
Yes, he is the head of the family now.
this month, the pressure of worrying about, is my dad going to try to do something? It's a lot of things that I never had to deal with because my family was a cohesive unit. And now we're this broken, shattered family statistic. Obviously, that would have happened either way, but knowing all this information and being this at the center of it, it makes it so much harder. So anyone that is going through that, don't allow that to happen. I doubt there's any bridge or any future that could ever happen between me and my father. I can't speak for my other siblings, but for me, the man that I knew is gone, and there's no bringing him back. And that's not to say if he got sick or anything, I wouldn't go see him. If I just don't know. I I can't speak to what actions I would take. I can just speak to how I feel. Um, and how I feel is that there's only so many things you can do, say, and act out on people before there's no return. And for me, he's done it.
Exactly, Miss V.
Triple fold, especially when I was the only one that came to lend a helping hand. I was the one who came to kind of bridge this gap and mend the issues that were going on, and he spat in my face. Do appreciate all the care, worry, and advice you guys are giving. Don't worry, she's being well taken care of, and she'll have sound legal advice. My mom will be fine. You know, she's taking it one day at a time. She is a woman of faith, extreme faith, which I believe has helped her during this time. She is persevering, and she's one of the strongest people I think I knew. I know. I didn't realize how strong of a woman she was until she was able to deal with this and still maintain her position at the church, her position in the community, still take leadership in various aspects of her life. So thank you for all your concern for her. Thank you for your kind words for all of us. I know we'll get through this. I know we'll get past it. I know I'm not the only one who's going through something like this.
Yeah, you are.
But thank you guys for listening, and
PJ, there you are.
hopefully we'll heal soon. Like,
What to do everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video.
So y'all,
We
this is
back
sad.
professional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my
I
LG
mean,
for
I
dropping my
just feel like
player
it's
today.
sad,
Shout
you
out to my
know,
player
because what
partner,
the
Lucky
father
Pussy.
did,
Yes, keeps you lit. Make sure
it's just like he threw the whole family apart. You know, he threw the whole family apart with his narcissistic ways. You know, he wanted to go out and cheat and have babies and all of this, and he just threw the whole family apart. It wasn't right, you know, and I just feel bad for the mom. You know, I'm sorry the mom, you know, had to go through what she went through. I'm so sorry she had to go through what she went through. You know, but this still is a court procedure right now, so he's not gonna really say too much about it. But I'm gonna say this, y'all. I am so happy and I am so proud of him how he stood in the gap for his mom. Okay. I'm so proud of him. Like he was not, he just wasn't, he wasn't having it. He was not having it. He stood in the gap for his mom. Okay, so let's see, y'all. Oh, this one is for tomorrow. I gotta say this good one for tomorrow right here. God darn it. I gotta save a good one for tomorrow, y'all. This is a good one right here. I can't tell y'all about this one. And God doggone. Oh, I see why I couldn't find that one. Okay, got you. Okay, so let me see. I got another one for y'all here. But narcissist, baby, I told you about them. I told you about those people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these be some good stories, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I want to hear this one. This one sound kind of like nasty to me. I don't know. Ugh. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to. I don't want to hear about no doggone woman got pregnant by her brother. This another one. No, I don't want to hear that one. I just disgusting. Okay, what y'all want to hear next? Those men is creating broken homes. Yes. Yes. All right. A lot of these got different parts to it, so I want to. Okay. I have one, y'all. Do y'all want to hear about a correctional officer cheat on her boyfriend? Cheat on her. The correctional officer cheats on her fiance with the inmate. Do y'all want to hear that one? Or do y'all want to hear? Ooh, this one looks scary. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see.
Those with Robinhood Gold
Yeah, we're
can
gonna hear
enjoy a
this one.
3% IRA match. Tremendous.
Premier Protein is my secret weapon.
Hold on, y'all.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar, and it tastes just like a chocolate milk.
Hold on.
What's going on?
Hey. Oh, I didn't know you was getting out today. I thought it was just a visitation.
Child, this one is crazy.
Okay. You got any plans where you going?
The fuck you?
Yeah, so what's up? Do I like give you what I give over the computer?
I thought you was a bitch to secure yourself.
I kind of figured that, but it's just me. My name AJ. That's what I go by. I told you my name was Kayla, but yeah.
Y'all, this is a man. He picked up a down low guy from prison, and his baby mama found out.
Oh, I don't know. Baby, get me up out of this. I don't know who house he got me in it, but baby, he just floated me through the sheets. Bitch! I'm out of breath. I just got done up for at least 2 hours. Is that how they do when they get out of jail? Oh, and for all the girls that was claiming that it's staged, it's not staged. I guess he got out last night, and I didn't see his messages until this morning. So he was texting me off the Securus, and they got like tablets or whatever. And I guess he remembered my number and texted me from somebody else's phone. But
boy, now you already know that was happening.
His kids, I think that was the mama. I don't know. I know he got kids, and I know he just put some kids in me, and that's all y'all know. I'm good. I'm gonna go home. Bye. Can somebody please, parents, moms, dads? This little baby is hungry. He done left me with his child again, and I don't know what to do with this. Like, how many minutes do I put it on in the microwave? Is coming. Give me 1 second. I'm not a parent. I'm not a mom or a dad. I don't know how to do this stuff. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay. How do I do this? What I'm putting this on? It's a Boyardee mini spaghetti rings and meatballs, pasta and meatballs made with pork, chicken, and beef and tomato sauce. What do I do with this? How
Warm it
long do I
up.
put this in the microwave? Can I put it in the microwave? Does it have metal in it? Will the microwave blow up, or do I put it in the oven? Because I really don't know. And I honestly need help because I agreed to babysit his child, and I'm honestly lost. She didn't doo-doo. I don't know how to change the diaper. It's just a lot. Help. I didn't post you though. I just posted the scenario. I didn't know that video was gonna go like that. And I didn't think that when I posted the house that she would. I mean, yes, she know her own house, but again, I didn't know that the video was gonna go like that. So
The baby mama do not know he on the down low, y'all.
You can take that shit down.
I'm not taking nothing down because I didn't have your face in it or nothing.
This was before the fight.
Don't be posting.
I don't post you.
Obviously, you did post me, whether it's not my face in the camera or not.
Okay. So now what we doing?
You trying to be all cocky and shit, nigga. You posted me.
I'm not being cocky. It was just something that I felt like the people would want to see and want to know about you doing your 5-year bid. We met off Pen Pal. I thought it was
It don't matter.
solicitation.
Hey, Miss
yesterday. You got out,
Davis.
and we did what we did, and now you talking about your baby mama this and found my TikTok and seen all this and all that extra stuff. This is for entertainment purposes only. I didn't post you. They don't see your face. So now what? Man, when I say dude just beat the hell out of me, but it's all good though, because I got what I came for, which was I don't care that your baby mama seen my TikTok or none of that. It don't matter. You beat my ass and I'm still running my mouth. You beat my ass and the video's still up there and I'm still not deleting it. You beat my ass. You just beat my ass. It's all good. I don't care though. Because I'm riding, ho. I'm riding in my shit, bitch. You needed me. I didn't need you. Well, yes, I did because I wanted a good and you gave it to me. It's all good though. Ooh, I got a headache out this world.
You got to help me.
I ain't mad because it's funny. But I got a headache. I'm hungry. I'm finna go get some shrimp. And all I'm finna think about
Ooh,
is that
child, you
ass.
don't even know who you dating out here no more. This is really sad. Like,
I didn't
wow.
think that video was gonna go like that. The baby mama found out. He called me over there acting like he wanted some more. I fell for it. Should have known that he wasn't on that. It just beat the fuck out of me. It's all good though. Hey, my TikTok girlies. So clearly it's a lot going on in the comments. Y'all want to know what's going on with me, asking if I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. It's a lot of messy shit going on. Why am I with the baby mama? We literally at Walmart right now. She is returning all the shit that she done bought for him when he was finna get out. Well, I guess she knew that he was getting out. I didn't know that he was getting out. We was just talking on security.
What is going on here?
Just having a
I guess he was in jail and he got out. He was on the down low. The baby mama found out he's supposed to allegedly slept with this guy right here.
That's the daughter.
And he was at the baby mama house.
She wanted to meet up and talk about what happened yesterday. She said she didn't mean for none of that to go on. She just wanted me to get to the area so we could talk. Baby, she didn't pick me up. She returning all his shit. She had a TV, a PlayStation 5 for him, some beats, a new phone, everything. So we at Walmart. We getting down to the.
I guess the baby mama never knew he was on the down low. He had to be like that before he went in there.
That's all I needed from his ass. I ain't really want much, but if they think that they finna set me up again, baby, I got that on me and I got Mace. So what's up? And my girl's on speed dial. Were you able to return his stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Say hey to the people.
So that's the baby mother, y'all. He's in the car with.
Mama, but we good.
What?
I was telling them about what went on yesterday about the fight.
Oh, yeah, we good.
Yeah, we good. All right, we're just gonna get straight into it. So I met up with the baby mama yesterday, the baby mama and the daughter. Come to find out, her and this dude been together since high school. They've been together for what? I think she said 13 years. She said she's always had speculations that he dealt with other dudes, but she didn't have proof. She said throughout high school, a lot of folks would say, oh, he's DL, which is kind of crazy because I don't give a damn. If I was a woman and anybody came up to me talking about,
I was
DL,
confused.
I
Okay.
don't care.
She
said,
Mike good in jail. Yes, he did.
She said this is the first time she's ever had proof.
Auntie Terry said she was confused.
She's never followed me. She's never seen any of my videos, and it just slapped her right in the face. So I was like, well, dang, girl, I didn't even put nobody's face in. She was like, I know my baby daddy voice for one, and I know my house. So whole time, the house that me and him was doing the nasty, and that was her house. And I'm like, dang, that's why you was going so crazy the day that me and him fought. She apologized for that. She was like, she did not mean for any of that to go down. She just wanted me to come back to the house because she wanted closure, which is only right. But you're not going to get that from me. You're going to get that from your baby daddy. No shade. So it's the mama on the phone. Oh, you dealing with my son. You turned my son gay, this and that. First of all, I ain't turned nobody gay. Second of all, I was just on the pen pound just trying to get these people in prison a friend. I didn't know that he was getting out. I thought I was on the visitation list because he told me I was on the visitation list to come visit him. I didn't know that he was getting out, and I damn sure know that he was going to hop in my car and take me to the house and do me in through the sheets. I didn't know that. You should know your son. So now you got the whole family texting me, blowing me up on TikTok. I don't know why the baby mama gave my number. The mama been calling me all day on some messy ass shit. And from some bitch named Taylor, she from the west side of Atlanta. She on some messy ass shit too. It's just a lot going on, but I done separated myself from that situation, and yeah.
Lord, Atlanta, I ain't surprised.
Early this morning, I ain't even got up because we got so lit last night. I'm already mad that I had to sleep on this thin ass mattress, but you got your people texting my phone on some BS about some internet shit, bitch. I ain't know that all of this was gonna go like this, and they literally threatening me, texting me, going crazy.
Exactly, Miss Davis.
What happened between you and my brother? Because one thing about it, my brother ain't no punk or whatever the fuck you think he's supposed to be. First of all, you ain't had no business. What the fuck is you doing on Securus just talking to random ass niggas? Who the fuck does that? Are you lonely? Are you desperate, bitch? I can't stand y'all gay motherfuckers because y'all just because what we not finna do, you not finna keep sitting up here making motherfucking TikToks about my brother and my motherfucking family, having folks laugh at us like we a motherfucking joke. No, bitch, you're the fucking joke. Because one, you ain't had no business sitting up here talking to random ass motherfuckers on fucking Securus. Bitch, go get a job. Go get a life. The fuck? And leave my brother and my family out this bullshit. I don't know if you doing this shit for motherfucking likes or what the fuck you doing, but you need to get it together. Because about mine, yeah, I take it there, bitch.
I'm trying to stay sane, and I'm trying not to like disrespect my elders, but this boy mama is really finna get it. Like, I'm really finna dig in her. Like, I'm finna throw him at her so fast. Y'all, this lady has the nerve to be blowing my phone up still. It's been 6 days, girl. Let it go. Let TikTok do what they do. Let them comment. Stop reading the comments. I keep telling her, stop reading the comments. Stop watching my videos trying to put pieces together. Like, what are you doing? This lady got the nerve to tell me that she's pressing charges on me for harassment, saying that I'm harassing her family, that I'm posting her family. First of all, I ain't post your family, boo. I'm just telling the story on what's going on from my point of view. If y'all want to get on TikTok, y'all can do that and say what y'all want to say, but don't talk about something that you finna press charges on me. Bitch, you can't press charges on me. Then you got this weak ass baby mama here talking about some, I felt like
you were just cool with the baby mama.
Confiding me and that I could, girl, what? I don't even know you. You don't even know me. If I never even would have came to that house or posted this TikTok video, you still wouldn't even know who I am. So what do you mean by that? And he not even mad. He was never mad. He was fake mad for his family. He on my line telling me, I feel like we can work something out because you held me down for the 3 months that I was writing him on Securus. I was the only one sending him money. Folks wouldn't answer his phone calls. I was answering the phone calls. But you talking about something that you want to press charges on me for harassment? I see.
With exclusive games you won't find anywhere else.
He was just cool with the baby mama. What happened?
Which is still winning. Right, the number 85.
I see you at Gwinnett County Court.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another.
He was just cool with the baby mama. What happened just then?
Yo,
this is
crazy. Check me out of this.
So she couldn't stand.
I don't know
so what couldn't stand her brother because it sounds like her loved ones. Exactly.
We are.
So he was just cool with the baby mama. I don't know what happened with that.
Burners, okay.
Like, oh my God, that's crazy.
You'll enjoy it. Shout out to my everyday.
But you know what though, y'all? This man was already who he was. It's just the baby mom did not know. And it's sad because a lot of baby mothers doesn't know that their baby fathers or their husbands or whoever is on a down low. They don't know. And that is sad. That's sad and it's nasty. I don't like that. Ew. That is just so disgusting to me. If you know you want to be with a man, just be with a man. Why are you doing this to someone that you say you love? Like, that's just crazy. I don't know. Let me see if I can find another one for y'all. I got a good one for y'all tomorrow, though. I can't show that one today. Matter of fact, I think I got 2 for tomorrow. Yeah, I think I got 2 for tomorrow. Baby. I don't know. Some of these women got to get better. They got to get better in the things they do. They got to really No, they got to do some research on them. It's crazy. Let me see. Let me let this load. Baby. I was looking for this one that this guy, I think it's a part 2 and a part 1 of this one. I think the baby mother took him to court that he couldn't see his children. My boyfriend cheated with his female co-worker. I'm so sick of these men cheating. Lord have mercy. What's wrong with them? I want to find this one with the I don't know. Some of these stories be so funny, y'all. I'm so sorry. They just be funny. They be funny and some be sad. Like literally, they do. Okay, let me see. I don't want to hear her. I listened to her last night. I don't know, something about her voice just didn't sit right with me. Okay, this one right here, I think this was the baby mama. That's not it. Okay, let's try this one. Let me see.
I just wanted her to have a normal life, and I thought that she was safe with them. You know, he's her biological dad. They fought me tooth and nail for her.
Let me go to the beginning, y'all. Hold on.
I did that. And to be any different from her for her. So she got the dog on the leash, unlocked the door, and years, and then one day you show up at their house because you want to see your daughter and you're sick of it, and they end up calling the police on you, so you leave without seeing your daughter, but your daughter finds out that you were there, so a couple of months later she reaches out to you.
Exactly, Miss V.
Back and forth in secret because she's not allowed to have a phone or be in contact with you, and then she discloses to you that she's being abused by her dad and her stepmom. So you call the police, and the police go there and they arrest the dad and the stepmom and take away all their other kids as well. And then you end up getting custody of your daughter, and they give her dad life in prison.
Damn.
Hey, do you know this Medicare plan that covers more than the usual plan? I'm talking about dental,
Hold
hearing,
on, y'all.
vision,
Let me
and even
put
gym
this
membership.
Okay, so I'm going to address everyone's questions about what he did to get life in prison or whatever, but it's not going to be in this part because I kind of have to give you some of the details of the situation before, we get to that. So bear with me and follow along.
She's talking about the baby
So,
daddy,
as I
y'all.
told y'all, when I was 15, I was forced to have her. I was not given a choice. I wanted an abortion, and no one would sign for me. And in Louisiana, you have to have consent from a parent when you're a minor. So I had to have her. And so now I'm 15 years old. I'm pregnant. I have the baby. My mom agrees to be her primary caretaker. I still have custody of my daughter, but my mom is her primary caretaker because I'm in school. I work, like I am, just doing the best that I can already. And having a baby is not part of that. So keep in mind that her dad was never a part of her life. He'd only met her a handful of times. He never really helped me with her. He didn't want to deal with me or whatever, which had nothing to do with our daughter, but, he just was no help. So I'm basically just stuck by myself. So my mom stepped in and she helped me. I am living with them, but my mom took care of her probably 80% of the time. So one day So I ended up moving out at some point when I was like 18. One day my mom calls me and she's like, "Hey, I need you to come over. I need you to watch Kai." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So when I got off of work, I got off of work at about 5 a.m. I went to my mom's house and I went to sleep. They left about 7:30 a.m. My daughter was still sleeping when they left. My daughter was on a routine with my stepdad. So when she would wake up in the morning, they would go walk the dog every morning like clockwork. So today was not going to be any different from her for her. So she got the dog on a leash, unlocked the door, and went to take the dog for a walk. Well, somebody seen her, called the police. Next thing I know, my mom is
Hey,
waking up. "You
Latae.
have to go to
I
jail.
love
You
you,
need to start putting
baby.
clothes on." My first instinct was to run. I was on the second floor. I was about to jump out the run window and go, but my mom's like, "No, you can't do that." So I stayed, which I should have ran. So I go downstairs. I'm talking to the police. I'm explaining to them what's going on, how it was literally just an accident, and they arrest me. They arrest me. They charge me with child desertion. So I get to jail. They give me $100,000 bond. So I think I ended up spending like 3 weeks in jail, just short of a month, because I was waiting on a check. So I got the check, which just took my entire check. So while I'm in jail, they take my daughter from my mom for whatever reason. I'm still not really sure why, but they took my daughter from my mom, and my nanny had her. Well, my mom is panicking; she doesn't know what to do, so she reaches out to the dad, even though the dad has barely had any contact with her. Like I said, like he might have seen her a handful of times. Okay, let me reiterate that. So he shows up and he gets custody of her. Well, he ends up losing custody of her. So now we're both working a case plan. I ended up getting out. Now we're both working a case plan. We're both trying to get her. As we're working a case plan, I get in trouble again because I don't like to go to court. So now I have warrants. So I go to court to fix the warrant, and the judge throws me in jail for 96 days. And that sets
Well, why
me
the hell
back
you
for
didn't
the
go to court, girl?
So when I get out, they're already getting visitation, like at home visitation. They're taking her on the weekends. So it's not looking good for me. They're way ahead of me. They are two stable adults. I am an unstable young woman. I don't have a house. I work in bar rooms. I mean, that's pretty much it. But in the eyes, of like DCFS, that is not stable. So and the DCFS workers were not on my side. They did not help me. They felt like my daughter was better off with them because it's two of them and one of me, and I have a shaky background. So to them, I ain't it. So the cards were literally daily stacking against me. I had no one on my side. My family, I'm not going to talk bad about my family, but a lot of them really was not on my side for this, and I really could have used, like, if I would have had someone speaking for me, if I would have had someone on my side, if I would have had someone advocating for me, I probably would have never ended up in this situation. But I didn't have that. I didn't have anybody advocating for me. Everybody was kind of just like, I don't know, I hate to put it like this, but everybody was kind of against me. So I got a really bad deal. So now the case plan is done. They get custody of her. They get full custody of her. The court recommends that I
Exactly, Miss
visit,
Davis.
well,
That's what I
that I still
said.
get supervised visitation. So they set me up with visitation at somewhere called the Pack Place. The Pack Place is located in Houma, Louisiana, which is about an hour and 45 minutes from where I was living at the time. I had no vehicle. I had no way to get there. Every time I was going there, I was paying a lot of money to somebody, gas money, paying for their food, for their time while they sat there and waited for me to have the visit. And then we had to go back to New Orleans. So, you know, it was not easy for me to make these visits at the time. So one day I'm waiting for my ride. And like I said, I worked overnight. I get off of work at 5 in the morning. I go home. I call my ride. She said she'll be there at 7 a.m. So I said, I'm going to take a nap. Well, my ride never showed. I wake up at about 8ish. I need to be at the Pack Place in less than 30 minutes. And I called them and I told them what was going on, and they said, "Well, your daughter's already here. This breaches our contract, and we're gonna have to terminate your visitation."
Damn.
So I did not get any more visitation at that. Nothing at all.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say that was not like causing a lot of my own problems. You know, if I had a, you know, I had it kind of rough. I was getting in trouble, doing things that I wasn't supposed to do, but it was never anything that warranted me not being able to see my daughter again. At one point, they were letting me have like phone call conversations. But one day at the Pack Place, my daughter told me that monsters were touching her down there. So I reported it. And once I reported it, that changed everything. That's really when they buckled down on the no contact, because, you know, the police showed up there. DCFS showed up there. So this is a problem that they have to deal with now. So once my visits were terminated at the Pack Place, a year passes. A year passes, and I have not seen my daughter at all. Have not talked to her. Nothing. We end up. They end up serving me to adopt her. So I reach out to my lawyer. He tells me it's going to be X amount of money. We go to this court date, and basically, I went there to be humiliated. I'm 21 years old at the time. Their lawyer like printed pictures from my Facebook. They were monitoring me. They had people following me. Like, there was nothing I could do. Like, everything was like right there. Every bad thing that I'd ever done, anything, like I could not fight it. So my lawyer said, it'd be in your best interest to just agree to what they want, because if you don't, then you're going to end up with no visitation whatsoever. And I didn't want that. So because this man advised me to do this lawyer, I did it. So I signed my rights over. I did.
Wow.
They told me that I could visit with her bi-yearly, which is every 6 months.
Well,
for
what
1
type of
hour
lawyer would do
under
that?
the visitation of a psychiatrist. Okay. So I ended up getting a really bad deal from my lawyer.
Wow. That's crazy. What kind of lawyer was that?
Me and the stepmom, Masha Lynn. She always had a problem with me. She's quite a few years older than me. I'm 31 now. She's like 38. So at the time of all this, she's 21. I am 15. Okay. So this grown ass lady has got beef with me over a boy. He would come, he worked in Houma. So he would go to Houma and be with her and then come back to New Orleans and be with me. And she just had beef with me over it. And then when I got pregnant, that really sent her over the edge. And because she got pregnant multiple times from him, but ended up like miscarrying or having stillborns. And I think that, and she had like babies that passed away. And I think that me having a kid by him just like sent her over the edge.
Wow.
She became very aggressive with me all the time. And she was like, throughout the case, she was doing things to like intentionally, like, you know, like beef with me. Like, dude, like she was not a good person at all. I remember one day we were at DCFS and I confront her. I'm like, hey, why are you going out your way to make my daughter call you mom? Because they were getting her on weekends. And she looked me dead in my face and she said, I am her mom. You're not her mom. So I punched her in the face. It is what it is. You know, at the time I was living like that. I was very unhinged. I didn't care, you know, so I did that, and I don't regret that part because she needs to be punched.
What you say, Miss V?
After y'all find out what she did.
Well, damn, is she supposed to be nice as a
So my
side
lawyer
chick?
advised me
Absolutely
to sign up
not.
for my rights. My rights. They offer me the bi-yearly visitation. It's 1 hour once every 6 months under the supervision of a psychiatrist. Now, I'm young. I don't really know how to be a mom. I don't know, but my instincts were telling me to give my daughter an opportunity to have a normal life. I felt like I owed that to her. I felt like I had put her through so much that I just wanted her to have a normal life. And I thought that she was safe with them. He's her biological dad. They fought me tooth and nail for her. They fought me hard for her. So I just thought that they were going to give her a good life. She comes from, a upper middle class family, what I thought was a decent family. I didn't think they were like good people, but I didn't think they were like evil either. Turns out I was wrong. I should have taken them up on that offer, but I decided that I was not going to go through with these visits because not only was it by
Miss
me,
Davis
the
and
judge said
Brittany.
they only needed to let me visit for 1 year. After the 1 year, based on the recommendations of the psychiatrist and what they decided, that they can decide whether or not I can continue with visitations after 1 year. So I didn't take that offer. I agreed to it in court and I just never went. So now a year goes by and I haven't heard from my daughter. I haven't seen any pictures from her, nothing. They won't let me talk to her. I've called multiple times and they're like, you need to visit through the psychiatrist. If you're going to visit, that's the only way we're going to let you visit. Now, mind you, in 10 years, I've not talked to my baby daddy not one time. When I say not one time, I mean no text, no calls, no nothing. The only correspondence that I've had is through the baby mama. I'm going to post some of our messages just so y'all can see like what I was dealing with, that I did reach out, that I consistently, reached out to them, but she just did not want me around. So I tried to give them their space. I tried to be respectful. In the beginning, I wasn't. In the beginning, I was like hardcore on them. But as time went on, life goes on, and it hurt me to be away from her. It hurt me to be treated like that by someone. So I just, thought that I was doing what was best for her, and I eased up, and I let things fall where they may. I knew that at some point I'd be able to see my daughter. I knew one day that she would reach out for me. She'd be curious. I always knew that because she had no traumatic life when she lived with us. So she wasn't being abused. She wasn't being neglected. It was nothing like that. Like, just one mistake was made and I was severely punished for that mistake. So throughout the years, I'm reaching out. I keep getting hit with the same thing. You need to leave us alone. Don't make me change my number. Don't reach back out to us. We don't want to talk to you. We're never going to let you see her. There was one time where I really thought I was going to see her, that, they were going to let me see her, but that's not what happened. So, I lived my life and I kept faith that one day we would be reunited. So all these years go by and I have had no contact with her, no pictures. They went out their way to make sure I couldn't find any pictures. Any pictures I found is because I did a deep dive. I usually found them on someone else's page that was like related to them. And even then, like I couldn't repost them most of the time because when I would post them, like they were watching me and I could never figure out how they were watching me. I made all my stuff private. So
they had a spy.
Every time I would post them, they were reported. They would call.
Yeah, they probably had somebody, a friend,
and stalking them when that never happened. I cannot tell you how many times the police reached out to me on their behalf because they would call the police and they would lie. I remember one time having a conversation with a cop and telling him like, I did nothing illegal. I never reached out to them. I never contacted them.
That's true too, Miss B. I agree.
Oh, because I posted our text messages online one
but
time.
She said her attorney made her do that.
And it made a huge deal about it. It was a whole thing. And obviously I was not in the wrong because we're texting. I can post our text messages, Now, also, his family was not allowed any contact. He has multiple brothers and sisters. His family was not allowed any contact whatsoever with my daughter. Nobody. He didn't contact his family. At one point, it was like, it wasn't like they were both being held hostage, the dad and my daughter. It was the wife who refused to let them have contact with anybody. Neither one of them were allowed to have a phone. And when they did have a phone, she would just take it away whenever she wanted to. Okay, this is a grown man. Okay,
what the hell?
He wasn't allowed to talk to his mom because I stayed in contact with his family. You know, we don't really have much of a relationship, but I have always been cordial with his family.
The
because
wife
this
sounds
man
like
is
she's
different.
a psychopath.
You know, they did not have any communication,
Very
any contact with
controlling.
them. The grandmother, his mom, had never even met their youngest baby, because the stepmom, the wife, did not want him to have contact with anybody.
Oh,
So
she sounds she was
nobody
straight
knew what was going on
narcissist.
with them.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
talked to them.
Another
There was
one?
no contact for everybody. She isolated them, and she isolated them
Ooh,
because
that's what
she
they
didn't
do.
want them to contact me and there be any connection there. So she cut his entire family off because they had a relationship with me. I'm not exaggerating, y'all.
So first, I want to backtrack a little bit. I said that I had the option to visit her for 1 year, but it was actually 3 years. I went back and I read some of our messages, and turns out that it was 3 years and not 1 year. But I still made a decision I made, and I understand why I made that decision. You know, I wanted my daughter to have somewhat of a normal life. So they were being held hostage. They were not allowed to have devices. They were not allowed to have any social media or any contact with anybody that she did not approve of. They were literally being held hostage, okay? So throughout the years, I have reached out to them numerous amounts of time, offered to send them money, tried to send them money. She did not want anything to do with me. Like, this lady was set on, you know, excluding me from the equation. And I'm going to get into more of what she did later. So one day I'm talking with my therapist, and my therapist was like, look, you need to at least like make your presence known to your daughter, because at this point I have never seen my daughter, and I haven't seen, it's been about 9 years at that point. I hadn't seen my daughter. It's all I ever talked about to my therapist. And my therapist is like, look, you need to be about it and not just talk about
Yes,
it.
Miss
And
Davis.
she's
I
like,
feel bad for the child
she asked
too.
me,
I
you
do.
know,
Yeah.
She asked me what's the worst that could happen, and I said I can go to jail, and she said, is it not worth it? And you know what? I said it is. So me and my mom packed up and we drove home.
It sounds like they all got problems.
But I was being respectful by not going to their house before. But what am I being respectful for? You know? So I show up at their house. I don't see a car there. We camping out for a few minutes. I become impatient. So I go ring the doorbell and knock on the door. And I'm calling her name, Kylie. Nobody answers. So I go sit back in the car with my mom. We're parked right down the street. We see a cop pull into the subdivision. My mom's like, that's for you. We need to go. So when we drive off, the police start calling me, telling me I need to come back, but I know I don't need to come back. I ain't break no laws. So after speaking with the police for a while on the phone and them trying to convince me to come back, I'm already on my way back to New Orleans. Like, I'm not coming back. So the police end up telling me that I'm banned from the property. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. I asked them, I'm like, am I banned from the street? They were like, no, there's a thin line between stalking. And I'm like, okay. So as long as I don't step on their property, they was like, yes, as long as you don't step on their property. So that was that. I always intended on going back, and but I didn't. What I did start doing was sending my daughter random gifts through Amazon. I didn't put a name on it. I just put her name on it. And apparently she was getting the gifts. They were giving it to her. The mom didn't know where they were coming from. So she was giving her the gifts. So at this point, my daughter is aware of my presence. Okay. Come to find out, she was standing right there by the door when all this happened. Marshall and told her to get away from the door when I was there. So now, the idea is in her head. Like, my mom's looking for me. So I'm sending random gifts through the mail. You know, I'm moving on with my life. I know that I've done what I can at this point, and the effort has been made on my part. So about 5 months goes by, and someone comments on one of my Facebooks. Now, know this, my Facebook was set up intentionally for my daughter to see. The only posts that were made public on my page was posts that were dedicated to my daughter. In my bio, it says, "Dear daughter, I'm waiting for you. I love you. Please contact me." I planned this out because I knew that she was going to reach out to me. I could just feel it, you know, like I knew that it was coming sooner rather than later. You know, she messages me on a post, and it was like, you know, talking about her and how I love her. And she wrote on there and she said, "I'm sure she loves you too." Immediately, I knew it was my daughter. And I said, "No doubt." Now, at the time, I was going through a very hard time. My ex-boyfriend had just died. I just had a miscarriage. Me and my best friend broke up. I was going through it. So I just wrote, I was like, yeah, no doubt, because I wasn't sure if it was her, but I knew it was her. So she starts talking to me on this comment thread as if she's someone else. She ends up saying something along the lines like, you know, what would you do if you got to talk to your daughter? I said, let's move this to DM. But for some reason, I can't get her in DM. So she's like, "I'll email you." So we start emailing back and forth. She's speaking to me as if she's somebody else because she's been told that I'm this monster, that I can't be trusted. I'm a prostitute, a drug addict. I will hurt her. Like, she's been told every bad thing you could possibly think about me. They would actually tell my daughter things like, "You're going to end up just like your mama." Girl, I'm actually doing all right. That wouldn't be so bad, would it? So they've convinced my daughter I'm a monster. So she spends the first 2 or 3 days pretending to be someone else. But I know it's her. And I'm speaking to her as if I know it's her. So one day,
she lost her daughter at the age of 15.
My boyfriend.
Her lawyer convinced her to give her daughter up for adoption to the
in the email,
baby father's
she starts
wife.
telling me how she's being abused. So
And she got arrested.
Freaking out at this point. I'm hysteric. I show up to the bar room. I don't know what to do. I don't want to talk to he wasn't my boyfriend yet at the time, and I didn't want to talk to him about it, but I'm obviously distraught. So, you know, I'm telling him about what's going on, and I'm just trying to process everything. So now I need to come up with a game plan. I need to get her a cell phone. Okay.
And she tries to get in communication with the daughter, but the
sister go get
the baby father's wife won't let her have no communication. So she was thinking of things to try to get in communication with her daughter again.
In the morning, we drove to Houma and we hid the phone in the neighbor's bushes because, you know, at this point, I haven't talked to her. I don't know for certain if it's her, but I mean, I know it's her. But you know, I need to talk to her. I don't know my daughter at this point, and I don't know if she's lying. I don't know what type of child she is. So I need to further investigate. So we bring the phone, we hide it in the bushes. Now, when I say I did not get sleep for like 7 days straight, because for seven or 8 days straight, I was up all night long on the phone with my daughter. And she's telling me about all of these horrible things that they do to her, how they deny her food, how they put their hands on her. And I'm freaking out, like, because I don't know what to do. My first instinct is, you know, to crash out, because what do you mean they're abusing you? Like, I cannot fucking believe what is happening. I cannot believe what this baby is telling me, that the people that I thought that were going to take care of her and love her are actually torturing her. So we had decided we were going to meet each other, and we set up this plan to where we were going to meet. I was going to show up early in the morning when it was time for her to go walk her dog. So one night we're on the phone and she starts reading me her diary. And I'm like, "Hey, baby, can you give me your diary when I come there. And she's like, okay. Now, at this point, she is very much scared to go to the police. So my daughter starts reading me her diary, and it is very detailed entries about what she's going through, about the abuse that she's enduring. So I'm freaking out. I want to tell my family, but I don't tell my family because my family is crash outs. I have a bunch of brothers, my dad, everybody's crash outs. Okay, so now I can't even tell my family what's going on, okay? So my daughter, she reads me the diary. I tell her, look, I need this diary. I need you to give me this diary. And she's like, okay. So when I meet her, me and my mom, we go to Homa. We're there early in the morning. We meet her. She gives me the diary. I'm on my way home. I'm reading the diary, and I'm in shambles. I'm so distraught. I cannot believe that my baby is going through this. I cannot believe the people that were supposed to protect her and care for her are doing this to her. Why'd you fight me for? You didn't even have to. You could have just gave her back, Like, why would you put her through this? So the stepmom's abusing her, and so is the dad abusing her. The stepmom is aware of the abuse the entire time. This is the part y'all been waiting for, okay?
Damn.
I'm not going to say it because I don't want this video to get flagged, okay? Feel free to Google it and read the article yourself because it's pretty horrific.
It is.
It's pretty horrific. And not only did he do this to my daughter, but my daughter also ended up getting pregnant and she had a miscarriage. While the wife, the mother, the mom, while she is in the hospital having a baby, my daughter's at home with her siblings having a miscarriage.
Oh my God. Oh
and she knew
my
the entire
God.
time. She knew so much that when the police showed up at the house, she tells my daughter, you better not say anything about your dad.
Wow.
The finest pardon? So you're protecting a predator. You're protecting a predator.
She got pregnant, Miss V, by her father.
But little did she know the same thing was happening to her daughter. I don't know why she thought that her baby girl was exempt. And I'm so sorry that baby had to go through that. You protected this man.
The same man that got custody and the wife.
Police were not able to charge
and
her.
the
She
wife
was
knew
out here
about
living
it.
her life like nothing ever happened. DCFS even gave her her kids back. Y'all, this man said, I didn't want to go out of my house and cheat on my wife. What? When I went there to testify, they tried to tear my character apart. But one thing about me, I'm going to own what I did. Yeah, I used to be a crash out, and I'm not anymore, and I haven't been for a very long time. Okay? So my past is my past. It don't matter what you're saying. My current self speaks for who I am. Okay? And my past.
I know that's right.
The whole case, his whole defense was based on me saying that I made this up and I manipulated my daughter into making this whole story up. But clearly that was a lie. My daughter testified. There was forensic evidence. Like, be so for real. Like, and the whole time she knew. She's gonna tell my daughter one day, when she first found out, when the dad originally told her, she tells my daughter, "Oh, do you want him to get help or do you want him to go to jail?" Excuse me? The only place for him to go is to jail, ma'am. Like, what? Y'all, this man, Detective Lauren Arsenault, really restored my faith, you know, in the system. I'm not even gonna cap. Like, this man believed me from the moment I told my story. This man believed me. And that, like, this couldn't have happened if he didn't believe me. If they would have probably sent anybody else, they probably wouldn't have believed me. This has been going on for years. Okay, remember in the beginning, I told y'all I reported abuse. My daughter told me monsters are touching me.
She did say that.
So I reported it. She said it in front of the Pack Place worker. I reported it with a witness. We called DCFS. We called the police. They did nothing. They said their investigation brought nothing. All it did was end communication with me. Okay, that's all it did. They did nothing. They actually harassed me and made me try to accuse me of lying and making this up because we were in a custody battle. Yeah. So they gave her back to me, of course. They're like, "Oh, my bad. The system failed her. The system failed me. There's no reason whatsoever that my baby should have been taken from me. One mistake was made. My daughter wasn't being abused. My daughter wasn't neglected. Yes, what happened was not no tiny mistake, but it was indeed a mistake. I did not intentionally do anything. My daughter was not in any danger. There was never a reason for them to take her away. And when I reported it to y'all didn't take me seriously. And now, for the last 10 years, that is what my daughter has been enduring. My daughter is a slave in this house. She does all the housework, everything except for cooking, okay? Because she's not allowed in the kitchen, because she's not allowed around food, because she's not allowed to eat unless it is a meal that is being provided, okay? My daughter has told me horror stories. Every day it's a new horror story. We've been together over a year. And she still has new stories to tell. My daughter is going to share her story at some point. I spoke with her about this before I posted it. And she was okay with me posting it. And, you know, I think one of the, you know, things that we really wish would have happened is that they would have pursued charges against the mother. But more than anything, kept the children away from her, because she is abusive. She is mentally, you know, psychologically, physically abusive. And DCFS gave her kids back. The judge gave her kids back, despite DCFS recommendation of not giving her kids back. So now my daughter, who raised these children, okay? She's not allowed to see him, literally. No exaggeration. The night before last, my daughter texted me. She says, "Hey, Mama, can you please come in my room?" I said, "Okay." I go in her room. She is hysterically crying. She misses her siblings. She just wants to talk to them. She just wants to see them. She just wants to be a part of their life. Why would you not let my baby see them? What did she do to you? Because of me? One thing has nothing to do with the other. You raised this little girl. For over 10 years. And now you act like she is nothing? Because what? Because she burst your bubble? Because she put a predator in jail? Because she exposed you in the house of horrors that y'all lived in? So she can't see her siblings. She raised these children. She did. Okay? They live in a 3-bedroom house. Okay? 3-bedroom house. Now, naturally, the 2 daughters and the 2 sons should share a room, right? No, they put all the babies in the same room so she could have an at-home office. Y'all, I have pictures of the inside of their house. Trifling. My daughter was their slave. She was the one cleaning. So you got a child cleaning up your messes? My daughter sends me a picture one day. There's Coke bottles all over her room. Her room is disgusting. All this. All this. Her name is Masha Lynn. She's on file for a divorce. She calls me. She calls me while all this is going on. I'm on the phone with my therapist. I say, oh my God, she's calling me. Oh my God. So I click my therapist in on 3-way. The first thing she says, Dorothy, why are you doing this to me? I beg your finest pardon? Why am I doing what to you? Why are you doing this to my daughter? Why did you do this to my daughter? You act like I'm making this up. I'm not making this up. This is what you're doing. You trying to keep it a secret? You've been hiding this. You've been hiding this. Is this why you cut off communication with everybody?
Yep.
So that you can hide this?
Yep. That's why.
Sick. So one thing I'm never gonna do is deny, my part in this. I could have done more in the beginning. I should have worked harder. However, I didn't have anybody on my side. I didn't have anybody guiding me. I didn't have anybody advocating for me, so I just didn't think they were going to take her away. So I'm like, boom, I could just do this little stuff and they're going to give it back to me. So I worked my case plan. I did what I was supposed to do, but, they did it before I did. And, at the end of the day, the social worker favored them. They are a 2-household family. They both have stable jobs. They're older than me. So of course it's going to go in their favor. I don't know what more I could have done. Maybe I could have taken it more seriously because truthfully, the way the social workers treated me, I'm a match energy every time. To this day, I'm going to match your energy no matter how much I've changed. If you are coming at me sideways, I'm going to come back at you sideways. If I had the chance to do it again, I probably would have changed that, but I truly believe it would have been the same outcome. I truly believe that no matter what I did, those people were not going to give me my baby back, even though she had no reason to be taken in the first place. But because there was, a secondary biological family member who happened to be her dad that wanted her, of course he was going to get her. That people had no respect for me whatsoever. They thought that was in the best interest of my child. And even after I reported it, they made it seem like I was bitter and crazy. Yeah, I was a little bitter and also a little crazy, but I was not making that up. And I had a witness. I had a witness when my daughter originally disclosed to me. So yeah, they gave me my baby back lickety split. They came to my house. This happened on a Thursday. My daughter went with a foster family on Friday. On Monday, they came, inspected my house. I got my daughter back. Immediately, when I found out that my daughter was coming home with me that Thursday, when I called my daughter and the police said, no, we're going to send her home with you. Okay. I went and I got myself on a case plan. Okay. But they were like, we don't know what to do because you're already done anything. We don't have anything for you to do. I'm literally already in parenting classes, and parenting classes are not easy to find. They don't really have a lot of them. So I found the only parenting class. I paid for it. I went to the parenting class. I got into a drug program, even though I don't have any substance abuse problems, but I knew that was the first thing that was going to come up based on my previous record. Even though I did not have substance abuse problems then, but that was it. And they made it seem like I was out here doing just the most, but no, that was it. I have no.
What's up, OG? What's up, my girl?
I've never been arrested.
What's going on, Queen? I sent you a message too in your inbox.
Like that, okay, but these people made it out to be the social workers as well. They made it out as if I was a user. I was just this terrible, terrible person. My baby had to testify. I had to testify. We had to go through.
It sounds like
we had to sit in open court.
It sounds like the father and the wife was a narcissist. That's what it sounds like to me.
Listen to all the details. We thought at least he would have the decency to just plead it out, man. But you didn't plead it out. So you got a life sentence plus 15 years to be served consecutively. The judge's exact words to this man was, you will die here. You will die in prison, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Wow.
So he's in Angola with my brother's daddy. I ain't going. Y'all can use y'all imagination for that. Okay. My brother's daddy is also serving a life sentence. So he ain't got nothing to lose. So these people who fought me, drug me through the dirt, humiliated me for this baby, this is what they were doing to her. This is what they
Yes,
did
Miss Fig.
the entire time.
That's sad.
This woman did not love my daughter. She did not treat my daughter like a daughter. You know, when my daughter speaks about it, she's more traumatized by the mom. And that's saying a lot. You know what this man was doing to her. So for her to feel like the mom was more abusive than the dad, what was you doing her? I mean, I know what you was doing her, you know, and they still gave her kids back. And that's why
that's
the
crazy.
system does not work.
That is crazy.
You know why they gave them back? Because they couldn't find anybody to take them. Because it was 3 of them, okay? They could have got somebody to take the baby. But the other 2, the family was over it, okay? The family was over it. Now, mind you, the family's been in contact with me, y'all. But her family dragging her. They don't like her. They think she's crazy. Like, they don't like her. The family is dragging for her, y'all. They hate her. Your own family? Then one day, we go to visitation with the siblings while they're still in DCFS custody because DCFS, the judge ordered visitation, okay? The grandma, her mama, tried to blame my baby. Y'all, I almost reverted back to my old ways. I had to go tell the DCF workers, you need to check this old lady. She's saying things to my daughter, I can't believe you did this. Why would you do this? You should have told us something. Why would you do this?
He was trying to manipulate her.
But I kept it cool. I ain't hit mama. But yeah, the kids bounced around from the mom to the aunt, and nobody wanted to deal with that because who wants to deal with 3 kids in their house? So now my baby doesn't get to see her siblings, and that hurts her more than anything. You know, that's the hardest part. And I just keep showing her that, you know, they're like, you'll get your opportunity to see them or whatever. You know, I can't afford a lawyer for her, unfortunately, not right now, you know, in this very moment. But I hope before she graduates in the next 3 years, I hope that I am able to help her obtain visitation. I hope that we could possibly get a lawyer so that she can get visitation with her siblings because it's not right. You know, she was their primary caretaker and now she's just gone. And their life, I'm sure, is turned upside down as well. And that's not fair to them either. And they're with this abusive mom who posts on social media as if everything's all hunky-dory. She just went on a trip to Korea. She's just living her life. What are you doing in Korea? Your kids got taken away from you. What are you doing on vacation? What? Where are they? Who is watching them? You're on vacation. Your kids went through one of the most traumatic events of their life. Your daughter your little baby daughter who was like 4 years old. And you go on a vacation to Korea? You think that you have no consequences for what you did?
Wow.
But it's okay, you know, because God, one thing that I learned is what goes around comes around, baby. And if you think that your little life being turned upside down is the consequences of your actions, baby, guess what? We are blessed and highly favored. My daughter didn't deserve that.
So the dad got life in prison.
Most gracious, most kind, gentle little girl that you've ever met in your life. I promise you that. I'm sure everybody feels like that about their daughter, but if you just met her presence is a force. She is a force. She is so strong. Her victim impact statement in that courthouse on the day of sentencing was so beautiful, beyond her years. You know, the things she had to say, there was not a dry in the room, y'all. When I say everybody was crying, the clerks was crying. This is open court too. My daughter made this victim impact statement. The clerks are crying. The judge turning red because he can barely hold his tears back.
Wow.
Y'all, she was so brave, and she got up there and she said what he said, and that judge sentenced him to die there, where he's supposed to be. Shout out to Miss Patty, the DA, because she ate him up.
Hallelujah.
You know, I'll answer any questions y'all have. And
That's
I
that's
appreciate all the
sad.
well wishes. We're doing great. My daughter is amazing. Thank y'all for following along and giving me the opportunity to tell my story, our story.
What to do every day,
Woo,
people, man.
that was
PJ.
deep.
Today we back with another.
I mean, he was
video.
sitting
We
there.
back
Oh
with
my
professional and
God,
business and
sleeping with
living, dog.
both of the
Shout
daughters.
out to my
Like,
everyday people who run with me every day. Shout out to my friends.
man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Woo. It does sound like, but that's what narcissists do. I told y'all they keep the kids isolated. They keep anybody isolated. You know, husband, wife, whoever. They keep them isolated from the world. They don't want them around anyone, so no one can't, share their story. And that's what he did to the daughter. He was molesting his own child, both of his own kids, one by her and one by the wife. That was sad. That oh my God, wow, he deserved the life. Wow, wow. Sad story, y'all. Let me see. Wow. You got to be careful out here who you have children by and get married to, and because you just don't know. You just don't know who you're dealing with. There's some heartbreaking stories up here now. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Some of these stories that make you cry because they're so sad. Like, OG, you still in the chat? Hey, Erica. I don't know, y'all. It's just I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna get off of here. I don't like to see kids get mistreated. I really don't. A lot of narcissists, baby. And I just played a good one, OG, before you came in the chat. The first one was, this guy was a narcissist, and the lady was married to him for 40 years, and he went out and had 2 kids by her, and he tried to take the house. He took everybody off all the life insurance policies. You missed that one. That one was a good one I just played, but I did that one in the beginning. I got a good one for tomorrow too. Baby, these people is sick. Whew, baby. I don't know. A side chick called the wife while her man is asleep in her bed. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to hear this one. These be crazy. Let me see, y'all. Let me see about this one. Wait a minute. OG, you can come up if you want to. Let me see. This could be a short one.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Is this Sharon?
Yeah, who is this? And why are you calling me from this phone?
Yes,
My
Brittany.
husband
Absolutely, Brittany. I agree.
So I don't know.
Yes.
Your husband told me that he told you
And
about
normally
the
people,
outright
kids like that, they
and
be
started
traumatized for
separated.
life. You absolutely right.
Wait. That we separated. How long you know him?
It's been like, I want to say like 6
Now
months.
look at her breaking up a home.
So you called me to tell me you was sleeping with my husband.
Well, he didn't tell me that he had a wife for real. He said y'all were basically getting divorced, you know, and you weren't together anymore. But I don't know, men be lying. So I just, like I said, he's asleep right now. So I was like, let me go into that.
So he at your house right now?
Yes, he's here a lot.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, where you live at? Because now I feel like I need to pull up on him. Because first of all, let me go back. So, why are you calling me? What are we supposed to be doing right now? Because I'm hot.
First of all, you need to relax because I called you because he's.
How you gonna tell her relax about her husband?
That you're over here trying to snap
and you
him.
call her
He's not
phone.
even home, so you might.
And that's why I'm snapping because I'm ready to get over there and snap on him.
Okay. Because I was about to say.
Because I'm not understanding. Like, what you said, y'all known each other how long?
Like 6 months now.
So you've been sleeping with him for 6 months?
Okay, first of all,
Going on this journey, you guys.
Wait,
brought us
this
closer
girl
together.
sounds like girl.
I wanted her to be a
You
part
calling
of it.
this lady house? Hold on, y'all. Let me just get this out of here. Ooh, child. Some of these stories is just too much.
No, I said I do him for 6 months. We probably been sleeping together for like 5. But
so you've been sleeping with him for about 6 months.
I said what I said, and I don't like your tone because I'm trying to help you, and you're over there.
What?
He told me y'all weren't together. Are you together or not? Because why is he over?
We're absolutely together.
So why here? So then why is he here?
Paperwork behind that.
Okay, paperwork. Why is he here?
And that's what we're gonna find out. But it's okay because I'm gonna get new paperwork and then he can stay there.
I don't want him either if he's cheating on you.
He can absolutely stay there.
No,
because
he
what
can't.
he's not gonna do is play in my face while he over there laid up with you.
I guess. Well, I'm gonna send you the location right now. You can come talk to him yourself.
Absolutely.
All right, bet.
Yep.
Yo, this lady really pulled up to my house. Like, is that her?
I know she don't think this shit is a joke, like playing with somebody else's husband.
Yo, your wife here, bro. Your wife is here, bro. Your wife is here. Like, your wife is here. Yo, she really. What is she doing? Excuse me. I definitely told you could have him. So I don't know why you're here bringing his stuff. Listen. Jamal, Can you please? Jamal, I'm gonna get him. Can you please just stay right here, please? Don't do that. Don't do too much. Listen, I don't know what this is like. I don't know what you're trying to do here. But
Okay, Joanne.
I told you.
Bringing him his stuff.
I told you
Because he been with you, right? We've been married for years.
It's only been.
Did he tell you how long we've been together?
No.
We've been together for 10 years.
That's not.
And this ain't my
Yo, stop playing with me. Well, there you go. Like I said, you can have him and take his stuff. I'm good.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy.
Yo, that is insane.
Video back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog. Man.
That is insane.
Shout out to my homeboy, Lucky Wizard, Dilsey Keys.
Like,
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video.
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move it.
All right, now. Want to put me to sleep? Hey, you want to call my wife? Come on, man.
Yeah, that's grimy. Like, don't do that. You already done called. You already done called the man wife and told the man he was at the house, and then you want to get nasty with the wife. Like, ooh, these women is terrible. I don't know, y'all. Whew. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how their mother raised them. I guess they have no morals about themselves. I'm going to do another short one. Because the one I got for tomorrow is kind of like a little long. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with some of these crazy women. Okay, this one, I think this was the one about that narcissist guy. All right, don't freeze up on me. No, that wasn't the one. Hold on, guys. I was trying to find that one about
On FanDuel Casino, every day is your chance at a free jackpot and the #1 feeling, which is
There's level, like if your man cheating on you and you not leaving.
A fucking lie. And I found that out later down the line. The lies. I always left the littlest thing. I had an ex-boyfriend who slapped the fuck out of me, and I left him that same day. And I got with this man, and I could not leave him. And I was like, oh my God, like, God, please. But let me get back to the story. After the car accident, he was just by my side. He never left my side. He just was there for me, like there. And he showed up. He made sure I got to my events. He made sure that I was at my best friend's birthday dinners. Like, he was there. He had 2 cars. And I'm like, damn, this man, okay, he getting his shit together. You know, this man got a trucking company. He doing his shit.
See, that's what's wrong with these women. They see what these men got and they think nothing is wrong. That's what they get this step into a lot of trouble.
And when I start finding out the truth, I should have walked away, and I did not. And that first night,
Right.
we got into an argument, and I told him, I just want to be single. I don't think this is for me. Because I knew that I wasn't supposed to be in a relationship, especially the way that it was going, only in a month. And I stayed. And I honestly feel like a part of me stayed because of that car accident. I felt like he never left my side, so I feel like I should give him another chance. Don't feel like that. If you feel like that for any reason, if they're helping you, you can do it by yourself. I will help you. But the first time we got into an argument, I told him that I didn't want to be in a relationship no more. This man punched my TV. He punched my fucking TV on my fucking wall and ripped that bitch off of my wall and stumped on that bitch. I got
Ooh,
I was like,
you violent.
My TV off my wall, and he told me, and this is when I should have walked away. Yeah, you don't fucking break up with me. And I was like, wow. And I still have the videos, and I look back at them on the days when I miss him, because nobody that loves you is ever gonna treat you like that. But let me go ahead and tell y'all the rest of the story, because it gets worse. Now, when I say shit got worse, I started finding out just little lies about him, and I just stayed. And what's so crazy is, by our second month of dating, he was already moving into my space. And his reasoning when we would fight about this was because he had 2 cars, so why would I go get another car if we're boyfriend and girlfriend? And I could just use his cars, and he could just live with me instead of paying rent at his place, you know? So originally, he told me that he was living with his aunt, and he was going to be moving into his mom's house, and, you know, he was going to leave some stuff at his mom's, and then, you know, he was just going to come stay with me, you know, on the days when, you know, we want to be under each other. In fact, that was not his fucking aunt's house. Y'all, this man had me downstairs waiting at another bitch house while he was moving his shit out. This man told me that this house was his auntie house, and this lady was his auntie. Now, I never met this bitch. I never met her. I
didn't even really know who the bitch was until his daughter ended up opening her mouth when he went to jail. So I didn't find out that this was not this man auntie until after he went to jail. He went to jail in December of 2023. So y'all do the math. We were together in March of 2023, and then he went to jail December 2023. So our relationship really didn't last long. It lasted so long because I still stayed with him while he went to jail. But that's another story. Okay, we're gonna get to that part later.
Okay, calm down, girl.
Lying to me. I'm thinking this lady is his auntie.
Lion King Part 2.
A woman that was helping him to jail, and he was staying with this lady. This man lied through his teeth. And even then, when I confronted him about it, he still was telling me that this lady was his auntie. Y'all, what I tell you, women are crazy nowadays. So for you to have me downstairs at a woman's house while you moving your shit out to come live with me, oh no, you got it. I didn't. Now, if I would have knew this back then, when this shit was happening, I would have definitely left him. But I didn't find this stuff out until months later. Imagine how baffled I was, y'all. And it's coming from a child. It's not even coming from him. It's coming from a child. And I gotta get confirmation from your mama. And your mama telling me, girl, he ain't got no aunties that live up here. Y'all. So this man did not have any aunties that lived in Chicago. His family lives in a whole nother state, like his aunts and stuff. So that was a lie. But I didn't find out that lie until 8 months later when he went to jail in December 2023. Now, what's crazy is as time went on, so we were together from March of 2023 to December of 2023, like in person. Y'all, when I tell you this man lied about almost everything, he had these 2 cars. He had a Porsche and an Impala. These were car notes, and these car notes were not paid. I ended up finding that out later once I had to start hiding them bitches when I would drive them. So you guys kind of see where it started to go. Like he was putting up this facade like he was a nigga, but no, he was in fact broke.
She sounds she was going through a lot of her life.
I had a full-time job. I was working at home. I had a work-from-home job, and I was doing radio. I had a part-time gig at the radio station in Chicago. So I kind of was just doing like my own thing for it, and then I had my wine business. So I always had my own money. I didn't need him for money. I just honestly was fucked up at the time. I didn't have a fucking car anymore because I had just lost my car because I started talking to him, and I got hit by somebody. As soon as I started talking to him, that was my sign right there. I should have left his ass alone. But I did not. Y'all, it started to get to the point where he started to want his kids to come over to my house. And me, I had a 3-bedroom house by myself. I never lived with anyone. I had my own crib that I prayed for because I used to sleep on couches and shit. And I was living in my mama's basement at one point at 20 and 21. And I was like, I gotta get out of my mama's damn house. And God blessed me with a 3-bedroom house. And y'all, I let this man come into my house and he destroyed my fucking house. Like, when I tell you this man ripped the door off the hinges, he was breaking all kind of holes in my house. Like, broke my sink in the bathroom, threw my microwave into the wall, broke my table.
Oh my God. He sounded like he was very violent.
And still had the audacity to ask me if his kids could come over on the weekends that he get them. No. His kids was fucking up my blinds. Y'all, when I tell you I was 25 at the time and I had it up to fucking there. Like, and when I tell you the fights would be because of that. Like, you destroying my shit and then you want me to deal with you and your kids? No. You gotta go and they gotta go because I'm not dealing with this shit. No. If I wanted kids, I would.
Hey, Denise.
I'm 25 and I don't got time for this shit. Y'all. I say all that to say I still fucking stay. We listen and we don't judge. But I'm gonna give y'all part 2.
We judge.
I left off by saying that the auntie that he was saying was his auntie was not really his auntie. It was really an older cougar lady that he was messing with and lived with when he got out of jail the first time. And she was basically helping him and getting him back on his feet. And she was the auntie, but she was never really.
Native's moisturizer.
That's what the men do. That's what they do. They'll lie to you in a minute. So you gotta be careful with them. You can't always believe everything they say.
You get this. Really his auntie. She was really someone he was sleeping with. Then I was telling you guys about how he started breaking shit. Yeah, that's where we're gonna pick up at.
Yeah, he sounded very aggressive.
He started breaking everything in my house. He ended up breaking into my house the week after my birthday. Because I told him that I was not ready to leave my party, and he got mad and still proceeded to go to my house instead of going to his mom's house, which I don't know why he went to my house, because it's like I didn't give you the key. Common sense, you would not go to my house if I didn't give you the key. So he took it upon himself and broke the door down. He broke the door down, and after he broke the door down, I called the police because I have cameras in my house. Why is motion going on in my house, and I did not give you my key? You know what I'm saying? So the police get there, they're like, your door is not broke. This man done tried to put the door back together, so the police not even seeing that the door is really broke because this man done shut off the porch lights and stuff. The porch lights and the lights. So I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm pulling up now. I pull up, I unlock the door. He up in there hollering, says, why would you call the police on me? Who out the I'm just tweaking. This man picks up the speaker. Now the police outside. He picks up the speaker and tries to throw that bitch at me. Now the speaker don't hit me. It hit my arm and then it fell. But it's like, damn, like, you that bold, you gonna throw a speaker at me, huh? Okay. So my friend called the police, like, because my friend was outside, and she told him, like, you know, he tweaking, like, y'all need to come get him. Y'all, this man was just losing his shit. He broke my bathroom, like, you know how the bathroom sink is?
He broke the vanity to that. He done broke the damn mirror to the bathroom. It was just like he just was
Wow.
tweaking.
He was very violent.
And all because I said you couldn't go to my house because I'm not ready to go. Like I'm not ready to leave my party. Like, how are you mad at me? You don't have to go to my house. You can go to your mom's house. You did not have to come to my house. And I didn't give you the key for you to go to my house. Y'all, it got worse. The police, they tell him to leave, he leave. This man go drop his daughter off and he comes back. And this man busts my window out. He bust my window out in the kitchen. He cut my internet wires.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Do you hear this, OG?
Because I was working from home, y'all. So
Yeah,
he's trying to fuck up my money now. He cut my internet wires in the back of the house. So I didn't have no internet. The fucking people from the internet company had to come out and restore my internet. And that took about 3 days. So I ended up missing out on work. And the Xfinity people told me, like, if he come back and do that again, like, he can go to jail for that. That shit is a felony because that's technically a utility. I promise y'all. When I seen, like, he was really trying to make me fall on my ass. And, like, he didn't want me to have shit. And I was like, damn, this is really what's going to end all of this. Like, you trying to tear me down now. You trying to be my downfall. Y'all, after that incident, I didn't talk to him for like a week. And then I went and took the restraining order off on him. And I shouldn't have did that. I took the restraining order off, and God was like, you was doing so good, girl. You was doing so good. But now I got to show you why you shouldn't have did that. And I lost my fucking Instagram. As soon as I took that restraining order off, soon as I went to the courts and was like, take the restraining order off. I want to cancel it. I lost my Instagram. I woke up like, what the hell just happened? All my followers, my brand endorsed. I had underwear deals. I was making money on Instagram. I lost all of that. Being weak, going back, thinking love is worth all of it, and then
Boy, gotta do it.
But it was a test for my testimony, so that's why I'm smiling now because I got through it. And even though I wasn't strong enough to leave while he was out, I was strong enough to leave. Is the point? It didn't take me.
Hey, Miss J.
And it's okay if it takes you that long, but it took me a year and almost 6 months, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is. But sometimes it happens.
But some of us is gonna take us longer, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But when you get out of it, just
don't
know
go back.
It's gonna be better, and it's gonna get greater later. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. That's why I told y'all in my first video that went viral. Like, I'm in my season. Like, I'm Job in this season because I lost it all, and I ain't lose my faith. I'm still here. God is rebuilding my life slowly in front of me, literally, and I'm okay with it. It's gonna come back. I just had to go through it because I needed to listen. I needed to listen to God, and it's just
So look at the back shot.
journey right now, and He wants me to enjoy my 20s.
All right, checking it
And then
now.
when He sends me, it won't be no confusion. Trust me. And that goes for
Wow,
you
I
too.
feel so bad for her.
Back to his end.
Okay, let me check.
He just was like, wow. Now, when I took the restraining order off, I thought everything was just gonna be cool and we was gonna be happy again.
Come on.
No. Thanksgiving 2023. Literally maybe 2 weeks after I had just took the restraining order off of him.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 311, a loaded card, live from Los Angeles.
All right, hold on. Let me get back to
ESPN Plus
this.
subscribers can stream UFC 311 for only $79.
Okay.
Thanksgiving, we at his sister's house, and this man is arguing with his sister's boyfriend.
It don't matter,
All I
OG.
told him was we was watching a movie,
Anytime.
and
Oh, I go
told him
live
not
at
to
1 Eastern Standard Time. I go live.
entertain him, like, stop arguing with him.
So if it's
He
like,
gets mad at me because I tell him to stop
if you can do it
arguing with
between
me.
like 1:30, that's good. Eastern Standard
He said,
Time.
oh yeah, okay. I get up. I'm like, you're
If you want to intercept in this video, I can stop and then you can talk if you want to.
I'm like, no, I'm finna go. He goes and follows me into the room, grabs the key.
Yeah, just stop it for a little bit.
Okay.
Baby,
1
I
second.
don't
Hey, Dream Girl, I ain't see you, babe. I'm sorry.
Y'all, this man threw a cup of Kool-Aid.
Go ahead, OJ.
Yeah, no, I just want to say, a lot of times these, especially the younger women, but I'm finding a lot of older women is finding it hard to catch on to the red flags early with men like him, and she's just lucky that only her property got messed up, because the next move was going to be her. He had started showing violence towards her. First, it starts with, punching the walls and throwing things, and literally the next move is they're punching and throwing you around. So she's lucky to have been with him for a little over a year and did not experience any domestic violence towards her, meaning, him putting his hands on her, because usually that's where it leads to when they start out being those type, throwing the temper tantrums, throwing things, hitting walls, throwing TVs, microwave, like that's crazy. And yeah, she's very, very lucky that she's even alive, because men like that shows those violent tendencies are usually the men that end up sending a lot of these women to meet their maker. And I keep saying that. And women really, really need to pay attention and listen, because it's funny that she says she's in Chicago. When I was just there a few weeks ago visiting my family, a friend of my brother's daughter-in-law got jumped on outside of a club out there in Chicago, and this man took off his Timberland boot and was beating her with it. And her girlfriend recorded it. And he was saying to her, as he was beating her with his Timberland boot, because he was hitting her with his hand and he got tired. I guess he hurt his hand from hitting her so much. The girlfriend now, she's in a car somewhere recording this, right? Because she's scared to do something, because she's scared of him too. But she recorded it so they can take it to the police officer. This man was beating her so bad with the Timberland boot, and he told her, I will unalive you. And you need to pay attention to that, women, because when that man tell you he will unalive you, he mean that. Mm-hmm. That's just the next step. And I told my brother's friend, I says, listen, I'm hearing him on this tape saying, I'll K you. I'll K you. I said, trust me, he will do it. Next time she may not be that lucky. So when they are doing these violent tendencies with the throwing things and slamming things and busting things and breaking things, having these tantrums like they some kids, but it's except for it's violent, you're next. You're going to be the punching bag next, women.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, taking her cable wires out and all of that stuff. Oh, that man was very violent. Very, very violent. He definitely was.
He definitely was very violent. I mean, obviously she worked from home. She needed her internet to work, because she said she couldn't work for 3 days until the cable people came out and fixed her cable. He knew that. He did not want her to have any type of access to work. He tried to cut her off from everything. Didn't want her to enjoy television, like throwing her appliances and furniture like that. Is crazy. And trust me, that is just the next step to him saying, be you next. You next. Trust and believe. It's, and I really hope that these young ladies are now hearing these stories on the internet, and they are taking heed to recognizing all of the red flags that a lot of these guys are doing, as far as with them being violent and things of that nature. But I just basically wanted to say that. In that other case, I didn't hear all of it, but it sounded like it was atrocious with the, dad abusing the children. They do it to boys and girls. It doesn't matter. Most narcissists are groomers. They are groomers, and a lot of them are pedophiles. So you have to be careful with having these type of people around your children, because a lot of them will get with you just when you got children, just to get access to your children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so true. Absolutely.
But I'm on my lunch.
The judge gave him life.
Yeah, and probably deserved every bit of it and then some. I'm on my lunch, so I'm gonna drop down. I just wanted to say that and come back up. So I will pick a day for you for Leon, and then I will reach back out to you. But women, please be careful, because I'm seeing this more and more with the behavior in men that are violent like that, and they are literally taking these women out. So when they are threatening to unalive you and causing you bodily harm, please get out of those relationships. Get out of them. That is the time when I tell women to leave. Leave. Don't tell them. Don't, just plan it carefully. Don't tell them, and just hopefully have you some type of a security system behind you, family, friends, someone that can help you with that process to leave that relationship. Because trust me, once you leave, you get the order protection. They get even angrier with you when you do that. And a lot of times they will catch you off guard, coming and going, and they really will send you to meet your maker. So that's all I wanted to say, sis. I'm going to drop in the back and just listen, because I got to get back to work.
You know what you do? Just hit me up on IG and give me the time and the date.
Okay, baby, I will. Love you. I'll be listening in the back.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay, y'all. Let's finish this last one up, and I'm out of here.
Kool-Aid at me, grabbed my purse, stepped on that bitch, and ripped the chain out of my purse. After he ripped the chain out,
Hey, Miss Ray,
he whacked me across my back with that motherfucker. Oh yeah, bitch, you tripping? I grab a cup of Kool-Aid back. Threw that shit in his face. Your ass got me fucked up now, because I don't know what type of time you think we on, but you just pissed me the fuck off now, because is you.
And remember, y'all, she was a successful woman. Very successful.
What I will say
had good brand deals, everything.
Was just trying to get away from
big TikToker.
Hurry up and running out his sister's house, and I ran to this school, and I stayed behind the school, and I just called me an Uber, and I was just sitting there crying, and I'm like, this can't be my life. This cannot be my life. I'm not gonna go down this road where a nigga is beating me. Like,
okay, Miss J.
This is
love
not
you, sis.
my shit. You just whipped me across my back with a fucking chain from my purse like I was a fucking slave. Like, is you cool? I don't think you
say that later.
Like, there's no way that you think that I think that you love me now. No, this cannot be love.
Try not to be so funny in these times of domestic violence.
He was looking for me, riding around, calling me. Where'd you go? I just want to make sure you're safe. Fuck you. Y'all already know what I'm finna say. We listen, but we don't judge. But I definitely went back. So I went back and I stayed. And December came, and I still prayed to God, like, God, please get him away from me. I don't want to love him no more, God. I don't want to love him no more. And we all done prayed that prayer. God, get him away from me. Remove anything that's not good for me out of my life. And God was like, I got you, but you got to listen. And God ended up sending him to jail.
Wow. Okay, he went to the right place.
You make it through
the jail
so
cell.
fast.
So now we're in December, and me and him have been together for about 8 to 9 months now. December comes around, he has a warrant out for his arrest that I know nothing about because he took the police on a high-speed chase back in October. Yeah, surprised me too. Now, we're in the car. The police try to pull him over. This man does not stop. So now I'm in the car praying for dear life and asking God to please, please, please let me make it out of this alive. The man crashes the car. He crashes the car. After he crashes the car, the police grab him, and the police were nice enough to take me to a gas station because it was cold outside, and we were literally on the side of the E-way. My mom came and got me, and that was my sign to run or stay. And y'all know what I did, so we're going to listen and not judge. I stayed. Now, they did let him out on house arrest, so this happened in Indiana, but because the warrant was for Illinois, they sent him to Illinois. So Illinois put him out on house arrest. And basically, he was living with his mom. He couldn't live with me because I lived in Indiana at the time. At this time, we were like just seeing each other every other day because I would go see him. He couldn't do shit. They ended up giving him movement like the following month in January. So he was able to come and like
go outside with me. We'll go on dates and stuff still. But y'all, our real life was like, okay, this is cool. You know, maybe he learning his lesson because we weren't arguing, we weren't fighting, we was just chilling and enjoying time. Like the time was cool. It was good. When it was good, it was good. But when it was bad, it was fucking horrible. Now we're at the end of
Okay, Miss Davis.
My job at the time, I was working from home. So the job that I had to basically switch programs. So I was working for banking, and then I ended up switching from banking to insurance. Now I had to take another drug test. Even though I had been with the company for 2 years, they still needed me to take another drug test. So I would have took it. I don't smoke or anything, so I didn't have a problem with that. Y'all, me and this man got into a fight like a couple days after Christmas, and it was over a picture that his mom had in her living room. So remember, he was staying with his mom. The mom had a picture of him and his baby mama sitting on the table. It was like one of those little pictures that come out of like the machine, like at Chuck E. Cheese or something. And I asked him, like, dang, not y'all still got this picture laying around, like, you know, joking and stuff. And this man got so defensive, like calling me insecure, talking about how I'm looking for shit. First of all, how the fuck I'm looking for somebody in your mama's house and the picture is sitting right here in my face? Like, are you stupid, cool, or slow? I'm so not understanding this shit. So after that, I'm like, I'm not gonna fight with you about a picture. Like, I just asked you a question. So after that, it was over with. Y'all, I tried to leave. This man broke my phone in half. I know you're probably like, what? Yes. I tried to leave. This man would not let me leave out the room. I'm like, I'm finna go. Like, you're tweaking. He tried to take the keys. I was not going. You're not taking my keys. No, over with. And crashed. He done crashed.
Miss Davis at the bottom, the dollar sign at the bottom. If you have an iPhone, you have to do it on a laptop or a desktop. But if you got an Android, you can just click the dollar sign at the bottom.
He did everything you could fucking think of. He just was somebody.
I don't think I have. I don't think
this man was.
I don't think I have no mods in here to drop the link.
I found out that I got fired because my job was calling me while my phone was broke and told me that there was a deadline that I had to take the drug test by, and I never got the call because my phone was broke. And my new phone was coming in the mail. By the time my new phone came in the mail, I missed the deadline. So it was kind of like over with for me. So I lost my full-time job. So now I'm only working my radio job part-time now. And I'm only running my wine business, and I'm doing whatever event hostings that I have because I am a radio personality. So I was hosting concerts for like Mellow Bucks and stuff like that around the time. I was just hosting things. I had an event with the Chicago mayor, with us,
okay,
and stuff. So it was events that I was doing that where I still could make money and pay my bills. I was good. Now we're going into January. I done lost my job. Now I don't have a job anymore. I'm waiting on unemployment to try to give me my money, but they playing around in their ass, and my job is playing too because they telling them that I still work for them and I don't work for them no more. So life was just really like going downhill, and I'm like, I asked God not to put me on the strongest soldier list this year, and I'm on it again. And I really just was like, I got to deal with it. This is the choice I made by dealing with this man still, so I have to deal with my consequences. By the time February came, his probation in Indiana, they ended up putting out a warrant for him because you're not supposed to get in any trouble while you're on probation. So he ended up catching that case. So Indiana put a warrant out for him, and they wanted him to sit in jail. So he could not do house arrest anymore. So they came and they took his ass back to jail, and he couldn't do house arrest. So by that time, starting in February up until today, this man is still in jail.
Hold on, y'all.
I still was dealing with him in February. He would call. I made sure he was straight, still putting money on his books, making sure he's okay. Every week, I'm putting money on his books, making sure he's straight, not missing a beat. Y'all, this man was still being disrespectful to me in jail. Like, disrespectful, like calling me out my name. If I don't answer the phone, he's tweaking, going ballistic in that motherfucker, like losing his fucking marbles, calling my phone a million times, calling his mama, like, have you heard from Bria? Have you heard from her? Like, just tweaking. And it was like, I realized, like, I gotta set this boundary. So I asked him to stop calling my phone. Y'all think that man stopped calling my phone? No, he never stopped calling my phone. So by August, I was already mentally checking out. I was done. I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Why would I be stressed about a nigga in jail when it's niggas outside? Like, no, I'm not doing this. And I never was that type of girl either. Like I had niggas. I spent my early 20s dating. Like I lived my fun life in my early 20s. Imagine I was 25 when all this was happening. So this was like my first real adult relationship where I was living with somebody, dealing with somebody on a regular basis. Like I never had been in a relationship like this before because I enjoyed my 20s, honestly. So when I realized that this man was like just never gonna change, like all the praying and shit we doing together, that shit was not working. Like I was getting closer to God, he was pretending to get closer to God or something. I don't know what he was doing. By the time September came around, so remember I told y'all I lost my cousin to sickle cell. So my cousin died from sickle cell September of 2023. He was around for that time. And that's a whole nother story that I'm not even gonna get into because I'm gonna get emotional. But when my cousin died, he was around. He did come to the funeral and stuff, and he, was there for me and everything. So I appreciated him for that. September of 2024, he got mad because I had a game night at my house. So y'all probably wondering what happened to my old house. I moved out of that house, and his mother actually owned a property, and she told me that I could move in here. So I moved. This is where I'm at now. So I live in her property. And me and the mom, we get along perfectly fine. The mom actually gives me the best advice and warns me. So it's nothing. It's no bad blood. And when a me and mama tell you something, you better listen. So I moved out of my house and I moved into this place. So I live here alone. He does not live here. And in order for me to move on, I will be moving out at the end of this month. So I'm closing this chapter of my life moving forward. So I'm glad that I can get this story out and help another woman like get through this. Like it's gonna be okay and it get greater later. And don't give up. and don't let him try to tear you down, girl. Because I'm trying to tell you.
I ain't taking no. Don't take no advice from her.
PJ, that's my boy. He crazy.
I was having a game night, and this man
he said, "Don't take no advice from her."
Not responding, just going crazy. So he's texting me like cursing me out, like you're a hoe, you're doing this, you ain't this, and
exactly, Denise.
This man finally says, "On your dead cousin, we're done." And I feel like that was my cousin. That was my cousin. My cousin me and my cousin have been like this since babies, and my cousin always was trying to protect me from the men that I was dating. Like he always thought he was just my big brother, even though I was the oldest by a month. And when he said, "On your dead cousin, we done," I never talked to him again. He called me every day. He was trying to reach out to me from his mama, everybody. And I just didn't.
Yeah, because she had left the mom house, Denise, and she back at the mom house.
And then
after he destroyed her nice house, she had to go back to the mom.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that to you. If I would have known that was gonna make you really cut me off, I would have never said that to you." Y'all, when I tell y'all, I'm like, what? First of all, you think disrespecting my dead cousin and putting some shit on him wasn't gonna make me stop talking to you? And I didn't even think that was that deep. I didn't even think I was gonna react how I did. But I think that was my breaking point right there. Like, you don't care. I'm grieving, and my cousin's death anniversary is the following week. And this is what you say to me. I told you guys that by this time it's September. My cousin's death anniversary is coming up, and I'm just all emotional. This man just told me that basically he's breaking up with me because I'm not answering my phone because I'm at my girls' night. And he put on.
Girl, you should have left that man a long time ago.
I stood on that. Since we're done and it's on my dead cousin, we gonna stand on that 10 toes. So that's what I did. Towards the end of September, he was calling, like, just talk to me. So I did talk to him, and I set my boundaries straight. I informed him, like, I was moving on, and I was not dealing with this anymore. I do not have any money for you. I cannot help you no more. I'm saving my money for me, and I am done with you. That's it. And I stood on that. And he was like, well, why we just can't be friends? I'm like, I don't want to be friends with somebody like you. I just want you out of my life. That didn't matter. He still was calling me every day.
Girl, why you just didn't change your phone number?
So I had to go and I talked to my pastor. And my pastor was like, if this is what you really want to do and you really want to move forward, then you have to start letting go of everything. And everything means you have to move on. And that's when I decided that I was going to move out of his mother's house, this house that she let me rent. I'm going to move out of this, and it's time for me to start over. So after I had to talk with my pastor, and I just was talking to God, and I'm like, God, I really understand you now. Like, I needed to go through this. Like, I really needed this. This built my character. This helped me understand things so much differently. This let me know what I will not tolerate the next time. This will let me know what not to tolerate next time. So, and just to actually get to know someone better, because you just never know who you're dating, and it's scary out here in this world. So by the second week of October, I was still not talking to him. I found out that my mom might have to have open heart surgery, and thank God she does not. But it was something that really broke me down because my mom is my world. My mom has gotten me through everything like that I've been through, and she's still helping me to this day. So remember when I told you guys that I was when he had asked me for my car keys one time. So I'm driving my mom's car. Like my mom gave me a car so that I can do what I need to do in this world to still live and work.
Denise, what you say? Thank you, Jesus.
So, like, girl, so when I found out she was sick, that really pushed me to not want to
Denise,
bother
crazy.
either, because not only did you like talk about my cousin, and my cousin's deceased now, I don't even feel comfortable with telling you anything about my family now moving forward because I know how your mouth is. You don't know how to control your emotions or nothing. So I did not tell him about my mom being sick. And then literally, like, I got laid off from radio before my mom told me that she was sick. So it kind of was like everything just hit me in October. And October is my birthday month. So me and him both were Libras. His birthday is a week before mine. And what's crazy is I honestly was like, I don't like October. I don't. My grandmother died in October. My cousin's funeral was October 1st. And then this year, October 24th, I lost my radio job. And I had asked
And y'all
God
remind y'all, this
for
girl had
anything
a good
in
career
2025.
going for
I asked
herself.
him to clear me from anything that was holding
And
me
this
back
man
in
just
my
came in her
growth.
life and just
And
ripped it
I
apart.
was okay when I got laid off. They called me the second week of October and they were like, we have to let you go. We're terminating your position. It wasn't a me thing. It was something on their end. So it was a mutual agreement with both of us. So it's no bad blood there. And I understand it's radio. It happens. So I had been with the company for 7 years. And honestly, I started off as an intern. It was no more room for me to grow, and God seen that, and that was something that needed to get out of my life as well. So from the job, from the man, from the cars, everything that I lost, and I don't take it as a loss. They all were lessons, and I learned from each one of them. Now my birthday's coming up the following week, so I just got laid off. I just officially broke up with a man that I've been trying to release myself from, and I'm literally just here, live in the world now. I'm like, wow, this is how I'm going to spend my 27th birthday. I don't have a job. I'm just here. But me being the girl that I am, I booked me a
Poor
flight to
thing.
Mexico. I booked me a flight to Mexico for my birthday. And I went to Mexico solo. And I booked my all inclusive, and I got drunk as hell for my birthday by myself. I didn't want to talk to that man. He was calling my phone, blowing my phone down. Oh, I thought you were gonna send me some money for my birthday. I'm like, bro, no. Like, get off my phone. Stop calling me for real. Like, you don't realize.
But I don't
I'm really
understand why she keep picking up his phone
Of course,
calls.
he was picking up
If you
his
don't want to
phone.
be bothered with somebody, just
And what made me really
block
just
them.
like be done with him was on my birthday while I was out there. He was on my phone, and this man got mad like, "You really bogus as hell. You're out there enjoying."
When
your
I don't want to
life,
be
and
bothered
you're
with
not gonna
somebody,
send
I
me
know how to
money for
block
my
them. I don't
birthday.
care if it's a
Like, okay,
female or a male. I
this man
block
gets so
them.
mad. He like, I hope your ass die.
My block game is real strong. Like, no. Like, you keep saying you didn't want to be bothered with him. Why did you didn't block him? It's like you left the phone open because you knew he was going to keep calling you. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm just saying.
You got it. Act like I'm dead to you, babe. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone since you hope I die. That's when I knew.
Yeah,
like,
I'm glad
yeah,
too,
your
Brittany.
ass is not right. Like, something is really wrong with you because I'm the only person that you got on your side. Like, your people wasn't sending you no money because in real life they don't want to be bothered with your ass. Like, nobody wants to be bothered with you because you don't burn your bridge with everybody. Like, in real life, y'all. When I tell you, he got one dumbass baby mama, and she just stupid. She is literally falling for his bullshit. He literally had her send him some money to call me. He's calling me, but lied to her.
Thank
And said that's the person
you,
I
Miss
called
Davis,
away.
for becoming
I
a
stopped
member. I
agreeing with him.
appreciate you.
Y'all, he
Thank you
couldn't
so much,
contact me
sweetie.
anymore unless he was getting money from somebody else. And that one baby mama, his other baby mama that I'm cool with, she was like, make sure you start saying which baby mama it is. The Mexican baby mama. is the one who's falling for his dumbass lies and falling back into his trap like a goofy. But I wish her all the best. If she wants to take him back, do that, babe. Take that problem off my hands. But what you're not gonna do is sit up here and make me out to be the villain, y'all. Now he's like making it seem
Maxim
like
baby
I'm
mama
this,
get in the
this
chat.
evil person. Like y'all don't know who she is. She's really this person and this person. And it's like, why are you trying to make me out to be the villain? I didn't do nothing to help you, honestly. So my life has been a roller coaster this past year. I'm out of the relationship. We do not talk anymore. I've blocked the jail number so he cannot call me. I moved out of this place at the end of December. So everything is just done for me. I'm starting over 2025, and the life that I need is going to come to me in 2025. The man
I pray for you, baby. I hope God bless you with everything that you desire.
Me. Since I've lost my radio job, I am going to be dropping something soon so that you all can keep up with me. I honestly I was in my prime last year, and one person took me to a place where I shouldn't have been, and I will never let that happen again. I've learned my lesson, and now it's time to grow and get bigger. So if you guys have YouTube, go follow my YouTube. It's Bria Banks, or The Real Bria Banks. I believe it's one of them. But if you type in Bria Banks, something will come up on YouTube with me, because I do have videos on there from like my anniversary, my radio anniversary, things like that. So I do documentary films on me, like little ones, just showing like my journeys through radio and like what I've done throughout my career. I've worked with some of your favorite artists, G Herbo, Mellow Bucks, Sexy Red. I've worked with a lot of people, honestly, throughout my career. Skinbone, corporate. I'm in corporate's videos, episode 115. So I'm very versatile, and I'm a girl to know. I have my own wine business, so I know a lot of y'all are probably wondering, like, oh, where's the wine? So I am sold out currently, but I will be restocking the top of the year. So I want you guys to keep in tune with me. Don't let my story time just, leave y'all here. I want y'all to keep growing with me, because I am growing. And when I become this, big TV personality, or whoever I become to be, grow to be, I want you guys to still grow with me, to see like it's possible. You can go through it all, and later in life it will get greater. So I can't wait for you guys to see that side of TikTok with me as I grow and go to BET Awards and host more events, host concerts. I pray to have your support while I do this. So thanks for coming to this story time about how sleeping with the enemy cost me to lose a lot. Lost the job. I lost the
Thank you,
car.
Miss Davis. I appreciate it. Thanks for becoming a member.
My sanity. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have a strong mind, and I am a prayer warrior. Shout out to my grandma, because my grandma, may she rest in peace, my grandma always taught me to pray. Pray, 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 girl. And everything will be okay. And it is. And now I'm living life.
Okay, y'all.
Over.
Okay, that was it. That was it, honey. I pray she continues to have a beautiful, successful life. She's a nice looking girl. She definitely, hold on, y'all. Hold on. She definitely had it going on. She worked at a radio station. She had a big platform on TikTok. I think she still has it. She got her own wine business going on. She had multiple big deals from different companies selling stuff. So she had it going on. Before she met him, she had a beautiful house, 3-bedroom house. She lost that because of him. So sometimes, you will lose everything. Especially when you don't listen to God orders. You know what I'm saying? You can just lose everything. The wrong people can come into your life and make you lose everything you got. But it sounds like to me she's getting back on her feet. So I hope and pray that she does. But sometimes we just have to reevaluate these means. We got to stop being so quick to get in a relationship with these men. Because once you get in a relationship with these men and you fall in love, that's when you're going to get blindsided with the red flags. You already done fell in love. And then if you see the red flags, what you're going to do? You're going to ignore them. Because you know why? Because you are so in love with them now. The red flags ain't going to mean anything to you. It's not going to matter. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to be careful with that. If anybody want to support me, send me a coffee, buy me a super sticker, you can, because I'm going to get up off of here in a few minutes. In about 5 minutes, I will be exiting out the building. And for all the ones that rock with me today, I appreciate y'all so much. Again, I really do. And y'all let me know, because I don't know, because I'm trying to do things a little different sometimes, you know. If y'all like these story times, let me know. I'm going to bring more real life story times too, like what's going on in the real world. Like I want to bring some of that stuff too. And I'm going to tell you something, y'all. It's not easy looking this stuff up. Like sometimes I get up early in the morning to start my day off. You know what I'm saying? Because I have other things to do before I go live. Like sometimes I have to run errands. Sometimes I want to cook dinner. I have to always get my shower. If I have to clean up around the house. Then while I'm doing that, I come looking for something. Then I go back, look for it again. So it is a lot trying to, you know, come up with these stories. It's not like easy coming up with these stories. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know, you know, like, do y'all like the stories? What do y'all like? Y'all can let me know some things y'all like. I even reached out to another content creator today because I want to know, can I, you know, use some of his commentary also. Like these content creators that I be reaching out to, I've been following these people for so long, but it's just that, you know, I got hooked up in the saga and I stopped following these people, but now I'm following. I didn't ever stop following them, like unfollowing them. I still follow them, but I just wasn't keeping up with a lot of stuff. So now I'm starting to follow them again, like, you know, when they do their lives and post stuff, because their stuff are very interesting. It is. It's like, it's stuff going on out here in real time. So I did hit him up. I'm waiting for a response back from him also. So yeah, I'm just trying to like bring some more stuff, and you know, I'll get new people coming in, you know. I definitely did gain some new supporters, and thank y'all for all the ones that did subscribe to my channel. I think I got like 9 more subscribers, and I want to say thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. You know, I grow again. I get back to where I have like 100-some people in my chat. I grow again, you know? So I enjoy those story times. It's really good. Thank you so much, Miss Davis. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna do that story time tomorrow, Miss Davis, about the girl. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna do that one tomorrow. I think I got like 2 to do tomorrow. Yeah, so you know, and even though I do story times, if anybody want to come up and talk about the stories or whatever, you know, while I'm live screaming, we can stop, talk about it. You're always welcome. You're always welcome. I just want to move in another direction, y'all. That's all I want to do. I want to move in another direction. I want to gain more followers and stuff like that. Now, every now and then, if I see something like in a saga like Brianna I want to talk about, I will. But right now, I'm not interested, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. You know, I just want to, you know, definitely move on from that. You know, I'm not really like interested anymore. You know, they're both living their lives and it is what it is. I don't think she found her. Denise crazy. The story times is very interesting. Good. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I get I ain't worried about, I always got faith, you know. I got faith. I have faith, and I always pray about my channel every night. I pray about it every morning. You know, the same thing happened to me when I was in the other sector, and I was in a saga over there. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. I lost a lot of support after that. So It's the same thing here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like I don't know. It ain't my first time being my rodeo being a blogger. I know what it is. I know what it's like. But will I ever get into another saga again? Absolutely not. Nah. No. If I do get into another saga again, I will not have my commentary just based on that. I will still do other commentary in between that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do commentary on one thing, when it become a saga, when the saga is over, you do lose supporters. You will lose them, especially if they're not really for you anyway. They're not going to stay. You understand what I'm saying? So I learned that from the last saga. I was in the Latrice Allen saga over there. So I do know about that. So this is not the first saga I've been in. You know, it's not. But if I do decide something break out in another saga, it won't be like it was the first and second time. It would definitely be like I would still cover more content. I will not just make that my only content. And that's what I messed up at this time. I said that last time and turned around and did the same thing. I made that my only content. You know what I'm saying? But we live and we learn. You know what I'm saying? So if it happens again, because I don't know, anything could become a saga. You know what I'm saying? Like when I covered Cora, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really lose no supporters after that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't so into Cora like I was into this saga. You know what I'm saying? But that was a saga too. And it got a little messy too. But it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, I lost supporters and nobody didn't want to support me no more after that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. But yeah, if it ever happens again, I know different. You know what I'm saying? I know different now. So that's what I'm basically saying. I know different. Oh yeah, I want to hear. Wait a minute. I would like to follow, maybe do a update a month or so. Oh, you talking about the lady right here, Denise? Let me see. Okay, okay. You talking about with Brianna? Got you. Yeah. Every now and then I do it, but it ain't gonna be no everyday thing for me no more. Like I ain't even really into it like that no more. I'm really not. I had to back off because I felt like if I stay on that, I wasn't gonna grow the way I wanted to grow, and I knew like if I stay on it and then leave, I stay on it, I get supporters, I leave, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of going through that up and down situation. You know what I'm saying? It was like an up and down roller coaster to me, and I don't want to keep going through that. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute I got a full chat, next minute I don't. I don't want to keep, I don't want to keep doing that. So, that's why I kind of like, I made up in my mind and pulled away completely. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Oh yeah, I want to hear that what happened with her and the kids. Okay, because I'm definitely gonna do that one, and I'm gonna do the one that with the army lady and the guy. I want to do that one too. Yeah, so I believe in God. And I have faith, and I get there. I know I will. Without a reasonable doubt, I will definitely, get there. But I think everybody that does come through, that support me, and no matter what I talk about, and I want to say shout out again to Open Book. I appreciate her so much for helping me to learn how to live stream things. So I want to say shout out to her, because it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know how to do it. I'm getting better and better at it every day. So I want to say shout out to her, and I want to say thank her so much for taking the time out to help me with that. So yeah. So other than that, I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I pray before I get up here, and I pray when I get off. And it's like I said, there's still more things that I have to learn, and I will. I definitely will. Yeah, I definitely will. But I want to say I love you guys, and I thank y'all so much for coming through and supporting me. Thank y'all so much. Ms. Davis, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I appreciate you so much. And again, y'all, I don't have to be live for coffee, super stickers. I don't never have to be live for that. But I appreciate all y'all that come through. I really do. Y'all makes my day. Y'all really do. And I want to say I love y'all and I thank y'all so much. And again, I will grow. It takes time. I'll definitely get there. And I know I will. Have a good evening, Miss D. And you do too, baby. And thank you too for coming through. I appreciate you so much. And write that book, baby. Write that book. Do that book. Get that book out the way. Yeah. So I hope y'all have a rest of a good evening. Thank y'all so much. Great live, Miss D. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for coming through. So I will see you guys tomorrow. And y'all have a good night and y'all be blessed. Always remember, keep God first. Peace and love.